Good morning. Want to this the closing argument. We are with the Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Jeremiah Franco, who's presently visiting the USA. And we try to do a special interview with him in the closing argument. I'm here with my colleague, Warren Peabody. Vice President, how are you doing?
I'm good. Good morning to our people in radio and Chronic Land.
So how's the trip so far?
The trip is good. I've been out for like a week or two now. I came to Brussels for a political conference, political dialogue conference. At that conference, Liberia were asked to co-chair. So we received a communication already. We reached out to the president and the Minister of Foreign Affairs to see how they can make their input to it. I also went to Turkey to check on some engines for electricity to make some arrangement on electricity stuff. And I'm here in the US. I came for the African Power Summit. It's all about electricity. You know, electricity is life. It's a right. So the government is very serious with electricity. We believe that electricity is the foundation cleaning up Liberia. So we are giving it serious attention. The president is very serious about that. So we are engaged with the African Power Summit, after which I engaged with the Liberian community in DC area, Maryland. I'm here in Philly this morning. After I've met with our great community, until you were there. We have one or two meetings this morning, after which I'll be returning to DC and going back to Liberia to start work.
The Vice President, I want to thank you for taking up your time, especially on your busy schedule, to just give us the opportunity to ask you this question. Let me also thank you for engaging Liberia. I think Liberia yesterday at a town hall meeting, we're very happy that they could see the Vice President come up and meet with them and answer questions and all of that. But my question to you is the current conflict in the Liberian legislature, and they have had this concern. Let me ask you this question. This is one of the major questions all the Liberians. Are you interviewing? Were you okay? Yes.
Okay. Can you call me back?
All right. I want to continue. Yes. Were you involved in the conflict?
Is there recording? Is there recording already?
Yeah. Okay. One executive report. A lot of during the time is that you maybe had this whole conflict with legislation. When you talk about it,
So the first thing is, this is not my first time hearing this. I've heard this. But if I'm a co-fi approach me in my office, so look, I'm hearing it that I want to do the removal. What would be my interest to remove you? Do I want to be speaker? I passed that level long since. I was a member of the House of Representatives, play my part. I was a member of the Senate, I play my part, I passed that level. Why would I want to be speaker? I want to put in what I want. So I passed that level. So I got no interest. The legislature is a political hall. And the speaker is first among equals. You are not boss. Once you reach the point where you believe you have been boss for the group, you are running the trouble. A lot of speakers have been removed. When I was in the House, Speaker Tyler was removed. I wasn't there when Speaker Snow was removed. So it's always something that you get elected in your district as a representative. When you come to Monrovia, because there must be a leadership, your friends come together and entrust one of you and say you are first among equals. And so a simple majority gets you there. If that group believe their interest is accepted by leadership, they can pull back anytime. I say so because I'm part of a group when we felt that Speaker Tyler and us did not move forward anymore, we removed Speaker Tyler as Speaker. And we brought here Emmanuel Nikwe, a speaker who, after Speaker Tyler 9 years being Speaker, we brought Emmanuel Nikwe. At that time, I was there, so I was involved. Right now, I'm not involved with the other representative. And so, if you look at some of the people who sign it, it's people who speak of other parties. And not in control of the opposition. If I educate, I'm a very powerful guy. And if I'm controlling the CDC people, all the other opposition, I'm giving instruction, then people pray to see that they but I'm not involved with it. They got their own issue, they need to solve it. As furthermore equal, you have to pay attention to your friends when they got issues, address it. And that's why every speaker, I'm not tell you something. When Tyler was speaker, Tyler spent 9 years as speaker. If I'm not mistaken, 10 years speaker. One of the things I observed, most time during the break, that's when these people start. Because once you're not meeting every day, maybe you got a break or so you want 2 weeks for your month or 2, then people start to meet. It's a political place. Nobody's stupid go over there. Whether you went to school not to convince over 10,000 persons to get elected, you're not a fool.
No.
So nobody in our room is stupid. You might see they appear, maybe they ain't go to school, they may not be expressed.
Hey, Ansu, you can hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, just you are okay. You are a little bit you are breaking in, so we
I'm
making
bringing
some
still.
yeah, making some adjustment here too.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go ahead, Chief.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we'll get to you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Welcome again to the closing argument. Today is Monday, March 10th, 2025. It's good to be back on the closing argument. Another edition with lots of news trending in the Republic, out of Liberia. Every day is some news in Liberia, every day is some news. But it's good to be back. And
There's some
yeah,
some
it's
news in
good
that
to be back. We got to rush from work to come and get on the show all the time. It's not easy, but we got to do it. And I'm happy because take it or leave it, we are expanding. And everyone, the closing argument is getting well known all over the place, man. And that's what we're happy about. And then I think on Saturday, the vice president kept on recognizing the closing argument and spoon. I said, wow, the two media network now, everybody, it's like 2 years. Everybody kept on. And then we're able to opportune to get an interview with him on Sunday. And Peabody and I went and conducted an interview with him. I hope we will get to play the whole thing I'm trying to put on my page to play the whole stuff because some way affecting getting it up here. But hopefully we'll get the whole stuff on our page and put it around. But what an interesting interview. We were told to ask a question, but the time was so short. So we just talk about the impasse of the legislature. We talk about his office budget, the corruption that have been there, allegation of corruption in the Unity Party. We talk about he and President Weah relationship, and everything. It was no bar. But the time was so short. He had a lot of meetings where people was there to attend our meetings, but we were given opportunity. We were the first to talk to him Sunday. We're the first person that he talked to on Sunday morning. So, and we were able to do that. But hopefully, if I was told to even go Washington, D.C. today for a longer interview, but I said, nah, I ain't able to do that long drive. I ain't able, buddy. That drive too long for me. I couldn't. My one can't go there, so I decided not to make it. But it was a good time. We had an interview, and hopefully we will get to have more interview. I should have been on a plane tonight for Liberia, but my doctor said I should wait for my foot. I got to take care of this foot before I go, so I will not be going Liberia tonight as planned. I should have been there for Decoration Day on Wednesday and then celebrate my birthday, but I listened to my doctor, so I will have to wait until my legs healed. But anyway, it's good to be back, and let us call it, John. Let's make this a great day. Mr. Gilman, how are you today, man? You muted.
Thank you very much. It's a great day here in beautiful state of Florida.
We have a surprise back home here. The guy said the man surprised the entire closing argument team home.
Oh, Lofa in Liberia?
Yeah.
Damn it. Wow. Lofa finally made it to Liberia.
Finally, really?
Wow. That's good though. That's good. Everybody been bugging the man to the man go Liberia for 20 years. So the man finally go there this time around. But that's good to see you. Good to be in Liberia. I would have loved to be there tonight. Tomorrow I would have been there. But the doctor is not allowing me to go right now. So but another person will be going soon from the closing argument will be in Liberia too. So you guys will team up there, and hopefully you guys can get to interview President Boyka and former President Weah and former President Salif. Hopefully it can happen. I'm sure you guys can do it. Closing argument is well known. So once you tell them the closing argument, the people say, well, you're coming. So hopefully you guys will be able to team up there. But it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back on the closing argument, and happy that Lofa finally made it to Liberia. And hope you are well taken care of. Hope you having a good time. Hope you seeing things for yourself, and we'll be able to give a on the spot description of what's happening. And knowing you, I know you won't mince it, you won't sugarcoat it. You will be direct, and that's what I want to hear. But guys, welcome, man. That's a game man, Peabody. You're welcome.
Thank you. Lofa, are you in FOIA?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gilbert, were you speaking to me?
Yeah.
I didn't get your question.
I said, Lofa, are you in FOIA?
Not yet. I'm dead. No, I'm in Liti suit.
No pun intended. No pun intended. I was there for 5 weeks. I came back maybe 2 weeks ago. So it was great being in Liberia.
Well, Lofa, it's good that you back home in Liberia. I will be there by the end of the month, maybe, in Liberia, hopefully.
I mean, they got a bunny in my heart, man. Hey, man, doctor, hey, doctor.
By the end of the month, I will be in Liberia, hopefully.
Call Boyka, but man, you get a private jet.
I'll ask the president to please let me ride one of his planes to go to Grand Bassa country, because if Bassa have an airstrip, I would love to go there. But Lofa, is good to be in Liberia. I mean, it's really good to be here, guys. By the way, I want to extend my sincere gratitude. I hope you guys can play that video to the vice president of Liberia. Honestly, he didn't have to do it. He allowed us to interview him at his hotel over the weekend, and I think it was very generous of him. Normally when people go see these official, people would think that normally people go there with different needs. So a lot of people sitting there, sure, but the vice president recognized us. He said, look, man, even when the guys were trying to say that you got a lot of people waiting for you, your time is over. He said, no, leave these people. That these people that here we in the country for. These people, they are important people. They can't go. You can't stop them. They got to do that interview. In fact, we had to cut it off because there were a lot of people there to see him, and we didn't want to be like, not, not concerned. So we were really conscious of the time and people to see him. But he told us to ask him any questions, and because I said, look, we got some questions though. He said, you ask me any question. We came from the issue with the Speaker Kufa, the issue with President Weah, the issue with corruption, the issue with his budget. We talk about all of that and stuff like that. So, I mean, that was Anthony Gay was at the
Yeah,
Anthony Gay was at town hall
one funny
meeting.
thing, Anthony Gay, well, Anthony Gay threw a question. I think he was answering Anthony Gay. Even though Anthony Gay was the no.
Anthony was not on the list to ask questions. He just came and jumped straight in the middle of it. And kind of going back and forth with the vice president. But the vice president was, well, and like I was reading different Facebook page posts. People were like, oh, the vice president on attack. I mean, that's not true. Nobody was attacking the president. I mean, like anywhere else, people will have their protests. People will express their displeasure. They don't want to talk. They have concern and they move around. People can demonstrate anywhere, and I think it's just important for democracy. But there was no like attack on the vice president, and I mean there were a couple of people who had their own issue. They were protesting, which they were. I mean, that's fair enough, and stuff like that. I mean, they interrupted a couple of times, and then the program continued. But I mean, we were just very elated to hear him, and most of his reference was TCA, and so I mean the vice president watched our program, TCA, and of course Spoon, the biggest channel. But for how far we have come with this station, with our small team of close and acumen, and and in the hall there were a lot of people. I mean, everybody was coming to greet Tomalin, and I mean the hall was so packed. And everybody was coming. Peabody. We got to see the newly appointed Ms. Fatima Billy, right? That's the name, Fatima
Bint Salif.
Fatima Salif. Fatima was there as well, so it was great. Let me thank the VP for giving us that opportunity to interview. If you guys listen to it, we did not play. We asked the hard question, and he was very generous. So tell us, say, go ahead. Ask any question I want to ask.
Lofa, tell us, man, how's your stay in Liberia so far? And I know you hear it from everyone. You did it on a tight secret. Lofa scared with it grab him, so he ain't tell anybody. You go like probably to call it politics, and yeah, people would. They'll come for you. Call them politician and what? And go say Kroger. Kroger. I get so rude now. He calls the women off. Go.
Hey, Tomalin,
tell us what happened there.
So I was going to say, you guys are breaking in and out. Even trying to hear myself, it sounds like I'm going in and out. But yeah, it's good to be on here. Hopefully, once we get the technical issue out of the way, I will chime in on the conversation. I heard Kogard, Kogard made a statement, so I would like to respond to Kogard's statement as well. But hopefully, we'll get that situated.
When you team, man, so I expect you guys to be in good hands. So. Guys in the studio, you got a professional there, a faster professional there. So the issue about all these every IT work you guys got, I'll let you know. We take care of everybody, leave from there, man. You got the best in the studio, so he will put you guys on. Trust me, they all the IT stuff. Lofa got it. I'm telling you the truth, guys. I mean, let him really show you all the tie the knots for you, all the T's and dots, all the I's and everything. He'll do for you guys. So you're in good hands. You're not like me. If I were there now, that blah. But so right now, I got the right man there.
Well, thus far, everything seems to be going real good. You know, I thought to pay respect to the closing argument and make it my debut in here with the Truth FM family upon my arrival in the country to come on here first off, and then the rest of it will continue. But it's great to be a part of the platform from back home. It feels good right here. All the guys out here are great. I mean, the guys are just they're great people. I would tell you that they're real good being around, and they have been really welcoming. And I'm very excited to be a part of today's discussion, especially from Liberia, so that people can see that Lofa is not funny. I'm not even making my comments because I'm behind the camera in America, but my statements are authentic to who and what I represent.
Well, Lofa, that's good though, but that's good, and whatever, in fact, whatever way we can be, we all can make your trip successful there. Let us know. I'll be happy you could go some areas that, wherever you want to go, but just, for us, the thing is that even all of us on this platform in Liberia, we don't announce our movement, I know some of us, but what some can do on visit area there, after we leave that area, then we announce what to what. At a particular place. For instance, if I'm going to bunk down there, I leave on bunk down Tuesday. I was there. But I don't think so. Oh, I live, I'm going to bunk, forget it. Give me a break. Yeah, buddy. Man.
No, but to be honest with you, I don't think I have any. The only other I would be in Nimba either Wednesday or Thursday. We'll be going to Nimba County to engage the people out there and discuss several other things about the upcoming senator of Nimba County. That's part of our plan and the reason for which we are here in Liberia today. So, but we'll get into that. This is not about why Lofa is in Liberia, but I'm just glad to be a part of today's discussion. And Tomalin, to all of you guys, believe it or not, when I walk through the terminal at the airport, you won't believe how many people acknowledge and appreciate the closing argument.
Good, buddy. But you being Nimba, superintendent got to make sure you interview that superintendent, man.
You're breaking. Tomalin, I can hear you. You're breaking up.
I said you're being Nimba. I would love for you to interview the superintendent one-on-one. The superintendent.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be in Nimba County. Wednesday or Thursday, we will definitely be in Nimba County.
I'll reach out to her. Tell her that she grant you the interview, man. We can have it live.
Okay.
Whoever, and then the chairman Benedict from Nimba too. So all the Nimba lawmakers now, who you can capture some of them, interview them too. But whatever is happening, but it'll be a good thing. Happy you in Liberia. I'm so happy that at least you made it there safely, and I wish you a successful stay in the mother's land. And like I said, I should have been arriving in Liberia today because for Decoration Day, tomorrow, for Decoration Day on Wednesday. But I got to listen to the doctor. So anyway, but the closing argument representing Liberia, I can tell you, a surprise guest will be arriving soon. So you guys will have a good tag team there. I'm sure you guys will navigate that country and make things happen. The closing argument, that's a leg with the team. They can make it go anywhere. So, but Chris, welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
The new political leader of the CMC is going to be our guest tonight, and he told me he'll be coming. I did talk to him a few minutes ago. So, but in the meantime, we can chat about trending issues in the country. What's going on? I know everybody was talking about the vice president visit to Pennsylvania on the weekend, and what transpired there. It was a jam-packed town hall event, very very packed. Liberians came from all walks of life to grace the occasion. And like anywhere around the world, demonstration, you have protesters there. And the guys, the protesters, the guys were organized because, I mean, I don't know where the guys came from, man. I just saw after when the vice president got up to speak, all the guys just got up from different corners, man. And then when they had outside they had a heavy person outside. Very person outside, man. A heavy person of the protesters were outside. But during the interview with the vice president, he said that he welcomed me. He would love to talk to them, to talk with them. But I mean, the community organizer, leaders should have gone to that extent, maybe, and organized it with his team. We were not part of the organizing committee, so we were there for the closing argument to get a word to talk to him about training issues in the country. And so, yeah, Anthony Gay, yeah, you had a moment with the VP, but I hope you would have been around. I'm sure he would have entertained you because he wanted to talk to those who had grievances. But again, we got far way to go, my people. That's Liberia. Let's keep on moving.
Yes. It was a great meeting. You know, I mean, people express their displeasure, which they are entitled to do, and I think that's what makes democracy great. You know, but I hope. Too many. You said the guy then can download the video of the interview, right?
But you know, they limit him and to it's so large, so they keep on limiting the short there.
Okay. I just wanted people to see because people would say, "Oh, you didn't ask the question," but we asked a very hard question.
I think the one on my page is
we want a Liberian to listen to some very hard questions. We talk about the issue with Speaker Kofa if he was involved. We did ask him, "Were you involved in part of the issue that is going on?" We talk about his budget. Like a lot of people are saying his budget is too high and all of that. And you know, I hope people could listen to that. But it was a great interview. I went to the town hall meeting, and that was it. You know, as other drama was unfolding in Liberia, I haven't followed that Koga statement that was made, but I heard he made some kind of statement. I haven't followed it. I just saw things trending on the internet about him, you know, stuff like that. I didn't read what he did. I've been busy all weekend. So hopefully you guys will be able to touch on it. But it was that's it. And then they I understand there is a meeting that is coming up. I think Honorability is in the back, ready for this interview. You know, I might have to go downstairs in my basement and get myself set up to interview Honorability. So he's back. The chair.
Okay.
The head of the CMC.
Yeah, in a few minutes we'll bring on in a few minutes. Yeah. But since he's coming, let's talk. We'll talk about last week the CMC Citizen Movement for Change registered as a certificate as a full-fledged political party in Liberia. And what I heard over the weekend, I heard a lot of people be joining the party. I know they're doing it undercover. I heard several lawmakers are joining the party, and somebody told me, said, Tomalin, that party don't overlook it. It will be a formidable party come 2029. I said, well, let's see what happens. Though. Even when I tried to tease the vice president about 2029, what he's running, he said he dodged the question. He pushed me. He pushed it aside. I said, oh. he said we're talking about president today.
Yeah, but Tomalin, to be very frank with you, all the front pages of all the papers in Liberia carries the headlines about the meeting. Some said he had a rough landing. I mean, the different headlines, whatever message he brought here, if he came to deliver a particular message, it's not what is being carried on the front pages of all the papers. Second, I'm questioning the Nimba County Association in the Americas, Nimbaco, I call them, for Mr. Koga. in 2025 to host a news conference and telling the folks that for a woman to run for office in Nimba, it should never happen. It is against their culture, their norms. In 2025, for a man to say this and to have the people there singing in chorus when he said, in our time, with a woman stand in front of a man to say right, and they all said no. And up to now, the Nimba County Association in the diaspora in the Americas have not come up with a statement to distance themselves, to condemn what is happening there. And he said, I'm saying this in the Guar country, I'm going to Nimba County, the Manor Belt, and I'm going to tell them, and I'm going to remind them, this is a man who is disgracefully killing two negative birds with one stone. Not only is he putting the Guar people against this woman, he says, I'm going to rally the men in the Manor Belt to sanction them if they ever attempted to vote for a woman in Nimba County. And up to now, the Nimbayans have not saying anything. This is not where we want to be in 2025. Whether you are from Nimba or anybody else, this needs to be condemned in the strongest sense.
Okay, but we'll discuss that. I've got a lot to talk about that because I'm, in fact, the female on the panel, Grace Guar, she raised the issue already, so I'm sure she will raise the issue again on the platform tonight. But tonight,
am I allowed to give my opening statement
as a special guest, the chairman, I mean the how do you call it, the political leader,
the political leader,
U.S. political party, Citizen Mission for Change, CMC. He's also representative for District 7 Nimba County, the most popular politician on the block right now. His approval rating is up around 80%. The last time I checked, around 80% approval rating. That's not an easy approval rating he got. More than the president, the vice president is, and all those in authority right now. Combined. Let's we'll all listen to. Let's bring in the Honorable Musa Hassan Bility. Y'all put the chairman up, man. The chairman, y'all put the chairman up.
Yeah. You could probably want to put the chairman in the middle at the very top. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be held in contempt.
Put him up. Bring him up again.
That's right.
Welcome. The political leader now. The man, political leader. The man above the as chairman and I'm past chairmanship now. But honorability, it's good to see you. Happy to see you again. There's a special night since you became the newly political leader for the CMC. First time coming to the platform, so it's a special night. And we're going to ask you a lot of tough questions tonight, because like people want to know. People are asking us all the weekend in Pennsylvania. There's a lot of stuff about the CMC. I say, but you're asking me, I'm part of the party. But you're asking me a question. I said, you call James Yogi. You call Pewee then. I put them who the spokesperson. You call Chairman Bility. The people. But Chairman Bility, it's good to see you, though. Let me let the panelists give the opening, and then we can reach out to you now. But Chris, go ahead.
Well, at least finally, because I'm the only female on the platform, I hear you complaining about what Coca said, but you never get a female chance to speak. So I don't know what right you have to speak against Coca in this point. But I'm happy to be here. My name is Grace Guar. I'm also happy to have Chairman Bility, who is the political leader of CMC, which I am a part of. So he's my political leader, being on the platform here to answer questions tonight. If you don't know me, my name is Grace Guar. I'm always happy to be on the closing argument. I will also say, big ups to Lofa Julius. He's in Liberia. I hope the people treat him well, and I hope he, enjoy the country. As usual, when, Liberians go back home, that's what they expect. So I'm very happy to be here. So let the show begin. Thank you.
If I may, I don't know if you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Okay. Let's just use this opportunity to welcome the political leader. And excuse me if I reference you as Chairman Musa Hassan Bility. Unfortunately, that's how we have often referenced you. So excuse me if I refer to you as that, but the political leader of the CNC, as he come on here today to address us and answer some of our questions concerning the CMC. But before we get to that point, let me first of all, thank God for a safe arrival to, the mother's land. I felt the true love, warm welcome from everybody in every corner. I've been eating every street food out there since I got here, and I'm enjoying it. Matter of fact, right after here, I'm about to go out there again and eat more street food. It's nice. The food is out here. It's nice. You can feel how natural it is, and I'm loving it. But after that all, I just want to say thanks to all of the folks who actually run the platform, the program from here. You will not understand it until you are present to see what these guys have to go through. These guys are again doing a great job. Let me just say that as I sit here, I'm thinking about the time that I would be here. Unfortunately, I may not be here to the rest of the program, but these guys will often stay here until the end of it. That tells you how much it is indeed on their part commitment as they go through it. But I just want again, thanks to all of you guys for being on. We will go through the program together. We will ask the tough questions, and we will do what we can in the best interest of Mama Liberia. So thank you all, and I'm enjoying Mama Liberia thus far. For the past 6 hours that I've been here, everything seems to be real good. I haven't heard anybody try to reach out to Lofa to get me arrested, so I think I'm good.
It's good to be here again, man. And I'm like the fact that Kehleboe has moved to the next step, and I can see the momentum in the people. And I know I listened to Liberian on this side, and a lot of them had a lot of favorite thing to say about Kehleboe since he took over, since he became the representative. They talk about his quest for transparency and how he have fought. He wants to see the legislature rebranded, change in certain things. And so I want to congratulate you, Kehleboe, for the formation of the CMC. And we're looking forward to see you guys will be a powerful force in Liberia. And I'm looking forward to see all the great things you guys going to do, though. All the great things. So welcome.
Thank you very much. Chairman, it's great to see you. I know a couple of years ago, my Bassa woman, Weddy Power, have always sent me invitation to look at, you have to come and meet Miss Ability, you have to come and meet Miss Ability, you have to leave the CDC and come and see for yourself what this man is made of. From what I read and what I have seen, you are one of the few representatives in addition to Mr. Banks out of Grand Bassa County, that is actually meeting the people where they are, where the folks can feel their representatives. So I want to be one of the first to say here, I am now willing to look at what Musa Ability, Honorable Musa Ability, and the CMC has to offer. That's how impressed I am when I talk to my brothers and sisters from Nimba, what you have done, not what you said or what you published or what your PR people said, but what the folks are feeling on the ground. The folks are benefiting from your leadership. That's what we are talking about. It's not about the glossy writings and the PR and all that. We talk about what is trickling down to the people. And what I'm hearing from District Number 7 in your district, and now what you want to do at the next level, I think every Liberian should be willing to give you a look, if not join you, for what you have done. So I want to welcome you. Questions going to be tough, but you are headed in the right direction, sir.
Well,
All right.
Thank you guys. It's always an honor to be here on this platform. And Jerome, it's nice to meet you finally. And we welcome you to the CMC. CMC is the party of tomorrow. It's a party that we take Liberia from where it is We're in hard level search for good people who will have the opportunity to provide service to their country and to serve our people, and who will look for alternative way of doing everything, running a political party, running a government, interacting with one another. Just almost everything has gone wrong in our country, and we hope that we'll do it differently. Lofa, I will spare you tonight because you're not supposed to enter. You're not supposed to enter this country without my permission, but now that now that you are a true FM, so I will spare you. You know, welcome, welcome. I know you. Every one of us love to be in our country. That's why we seek the best for our country. We go out there, we work hard, but in the end, you know, if Liberia is sick, they're all sick. Peabody, it's always good to see you. Um, Thank you for your service to country. Thank you for standing strong for the right thing. Guys, whatever your political persuasion is, like Jerome said, and I really like what Jerome said, just give us a chance, look into what we are doing, see what we are doing, and hopefully we can impress you. You will realize when you enter into our party that there's not a single person running the organization. We're a team, and we're happy to look at how you look at Liberia. We're happy to look at your vision of Liberia and incorporate it into what we seek for Liberia. This is a movement, so therefore it carries the mass view of the country. Grace, I'm happy. I'm very very happy to be in your company. I'm proud to be associated with you, and I'm also very delighted to announce tonight that Madam Grace Guar last night was elevated to the position of the head of CMC United States of America.
Oh
So,
wow.
so, so as of as of as of last night, we believe strongly in the leadership of women. That's why you see we taking women leadership very seriously. We think that there's something special about women that we've never given them chance in politics. They're trustworthy, they're committed, they're loyal, and that the CMC will highlight the strength of women in leadership, and will continue to do so. And we believe that the power, the influence the United States brings onto Liberian politics, we believe that you are the best person to serve us. So go out there, seek Liberians' involvement into our party, and be heard, because now you have the opportunity not just to be a head of a diaspora organization, but to participate in the leadership as member of the executive committee, and also member of the convention. So when the CMC is having the convention, the diaspora will be fully represented, at least maybe 50%. Uh, when executive committee is meeting, the diaspora will be fully represented. When the advisory council is meeting, the diaspora will be fully represented, because Liberia is here. We're here today because of the diaspora. This party will highlight the role of diaspora, and in doing so, we will highlight the role of women to make sure that the quality that you guys bring to our politics is respected. So it's good to be here, and guys, as long as I live, I live for tough questions. So please don't hold nothing back. That's what we're here for, to answer the question. We believe the more we answer, the clearer it gets. So we'll answer any question, every question. Don't hold it back, because Chairman Ability I take no offense. I think if you ask me the hard question, it's going to help me and giving me the opportunity to answer in the way that the public will know more than they know right now. So thank you very much.
So, Ability, I seek your indulgence to visit your county on Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Plan on going to Nima County. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
Nima County?
Absolutely.
Okay.
You're welcome. You're welcome to the future.
Thank you.
Back to the future. I like that.
All right. So, Ability, welcome. Let me ask you the first question. Ability, why a lot of critics are saying that you were part of the ANC and being part of the Liberty Party, you were part of the ANC and you supported the ANC 100%. A lot of people are now saying why you didn't continue with ANC. Now you are coming out having your own party, your own political party.
Well, I was never a member of the ANC. I think they meant the CPP, and the CPP was a short-term vehicle which was formed for the purpose of the 2023 election. And at the end of the 2023 election, the agreement says 90 days thereafter, the organization will cease to exist. So, but I was never part of the ANC. I'm proud, I'm happy to work with the folks from the ANC because they're part of the opposition. Uh, we just need to get our acts together to make sure that this government does not continue to ruin the future of our country and seek a replacement for it in 2029.
All right. My next question, to Mobility. What do you hope to achieve? What does CMC? What was the vision behind the idea behind forming the CMC? What led you to do that? What now, especially when we have maybe 5 more years, but what really motivated you to come up and form CMC?
Very few Liberians, two of them are on this network tonight, met, somewhere, on through technology. We've talked, we share ideas. We talk about how we can contribute, how we can try to change the direction of our country. And then after bouncing off several ideas, the CMC was born. The CMC is born out of frustration with the fact that Liberia is in an abusive relationship with two big parties. One, abuses us and then turn us over to the other. And by the time the other is finished with us, we want to go back to the one that abused us earlier, and then it becomes a vicious cycle. We want to provide an alternative to that. We want to be able to govern differently. And I want you to take note of the time of the formation of the CNC. This is the first time in the history of Liberian politics that a political party is being formed 5 years or 4.5 years before election. The reason for this, we conclude that a party that is formed at this time will have the opportunity to prove itself, to lend itself to Liberian people so that they can have an appreciation of what it stands for, what are the things that it will do when it takes power. Forming parties 1 year to election, 2 years to election, it's about power. But CMC is different. We're forming the party at this time because we will be serving the Liberian people. There's nothing the Liberian people can give us at this time. They only have one thing to give us, which is vote, which is 4.5 years away. we believe forming ourselves during this time will show us or give us the opportunity to kind of showcase our vision, showcase our plan for the country, involve ourselves in development, institutionalize. Like I said, CMC, look, there are things that we don't recognize. Do you know that there's no political party in Liberia that has a headquarters that it owns? Do you know that? None whatsoever. Now a little hut, no party owns any property in Liberia. The CMC is here to change that. The CMC will prove that we're here to stay as an institution. The exception to the statement I just made is the NPP. NPP owns a property, even though it has leased out the property, but at least that's one party in Liberia that has something that it benefits from, whether it's annually or biannually. All of the other parties for the last 30 years had nothing. Before then, it was the TWP, which was the EJ Road building, which is currently standing idle. But we want to do it differently. We want to look at youth program differently. We want to look at agriculture. We want to look at infrastructure development. We want to see if there are 1,000 bridges to build in the country. We want to see if we can build 5, 10, so that the Liberian people can know where the relationship that the political parties and the Liberian people have been in over the last 30 years is more or less just asking the people. No party gives to the people. Giving 1 year to election, 18 months to election is not really giving. We want to change that. So there are a lot of things that are different about the CMC. And I'm so happy that there's the enthusiasm for the CMC. It has gone beyond my expectation. The young people, particularly the young people, the CMC is all over. I mean, we are under so much pressure right now to get the membership recruitment started. And our position to people is that calm down. We want to do it right. We want to get the right things in place so that when membership comes, it's gonna stay. So, guys, give us 1 year. No party will be better than the CMC. Today, nobody is better than us. Less than 1 week old. 1 year from now, we will leave everybody behind. The political parties are in hibernation mode. The United Party is having a free ride. Nobody is talking. Well, that stops now that the CMC is here. We're going to hold this government feet to the fire. We're going to push them to the wall to do for the Liberian people what it promised, and that we will not do it, in a lazy fashion. So we're here to stay, and we're different.
Right. That's about 2 questions. I'll go to the next person, maybe Mr. Gayman, and then we can move forward.
Great. Thank you very much, Chairman. My first question is, I was in Liberia about 3 weeks ago, and the next time I come, I'll look for you. I was at one of the embassies, and I asked what were the issues behind closed door that they would talk to me about that they were concerned about. And one of the issues on the top of the list was the land issue in Liberia. If it's not settled, it could bring major disturbance to the country. I know you served on that committee, or you chaired that committee before. Could you openly now address the land issue in Liberia, where we are, and could you allay the fear of our international partners that the land issue in Liberia is a ticking time bomb?
We Oh, I believe around 2009. Uh, I stand to be corrected. I was asked by President Salif to head a special commission made up of prominent Nimbayans and representatives and senators of Nimba County. I was elected chair of this committee. We worked for 2 years, thanks to the late Senator Prince White Johnson and two other former representatives who are passed now. We worked diligently. We solved about 90% of the land cases in Nimba County. Unfortunately, there is still some lingering in Ganta. And what is lingering in Ganta is not about any war or tribe. It's just people who have just refused to cooperate with us and with subsequent government, and the government have never had the ball to settle the matter. The truth of the matter is, those people who are occupying the land uh, are doing so for commercial purposes. It has nothing to do with the Civil War. It has nothing to do with anything. And that the Ellen Sally government, the Torgbean government, uh, they all determined that those people should be removed, but the will is not there. Uh, this government uh, asked me to join the Minister of State uh, and other government officials, including the Vice President, to try to find a solution to it. We met the people again in Nimba, and the conclusion is always that those people who are illegally occupying the people land, and very, very few people, should return. What we don't have is the will to enforce the outcome of the Presidential Commission report and the outcome of truth. It has nothing to do with tribe, it has nothing to do with anything. It's just people who are occupying. Again, I don't believe that we've come to the point where it will cause war, but I believe it's best to deal with it. The government has to be strong and be honest to itself to deal with this matter. Either the people who are there now, because we've talked to the people, we've talked to the landowners. We had a proposition to say we should give them the money so that they can find the land somewhere. They said no, they don't want the money. They want their land. In all fairness, they should have their land. And hopefully, I hope the vice president who was heading that team that I was part of, I hope we can find a solution to it. And I agree with the European Commission, with those diplomats, it is something to try to deal with. Government cannot deal with that issue after more than 2 years in power. It becomes political, it becomes election related. It is time, at this very time, to deal with that issue, whether through some form of resolution, whether through some form of compensation. But to leave it hanging like that is wrong. And it's
Honorable,
not
honorable ability, you are limited to Nimba. What I saw at the embassy, they are talking about the land issue, land dispute all over the country. I was in Grand Bassa, there's a major one there. I was in Bomi, there's a major one. It's a flash fire all over the country. They were talking in that context, that's not just Nimba. This is what I'm saying. What is it? Were you only appointed to solve the issue in Nimba, or was it the entire country?
only in Nimba. I heard your question, but I was limited to Nimba. That's why I answered that way.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Peabody, back to you.
We'll go to Lofa and then Tomalin.
All
And I
right.
think Grace is part of it now. Grace, you have plenty questions to ask. Go
Okay,
ahead.
Mr. Our political leader, Biddy, Representative Biddy, Chairman Biddy, Honorable Biddy. I'll give you all the titles tonight. All right. I'm in Liberia, so I definitely would do everything. You-
You better do.
but my question though, it is recalled that during your tenure at the Liberty Party, you frown on the issue of the role of a political leader. You say a political leader, and I quote, allegedly, should only serve at a term of maybe a year to elections, and for that you spoke and stood against having a political leader in a political party. But here you are today, you are representing the CMC as a political leader. How do you actually again speak to this? Is there some form of disagreement or uh, misunderstanding here? What's going on? Yesterday, you did not believe in the idea of a political leader prior to election, and today you are serving as a political leader. What's going on? What changed over the time?
First of all, that statement is not true. I've never said that. I don't. I mean, I joined Liberty Party when Councillor Bronsky was the political leader. The war political leader was actually brought into Liberian politics by the Liberty Party. So I did not say that. What I said, and that's true. That
Mhm,
the political leader that was there
mhm.
was not elected.
Okay.
It was She was spending the tenure of Councillor Bromsky, and the party policy says that after election, that political leader rule ends. It is what the rule says, and therefore, if what the rule says that the political leader role should end, or we should go to election to elect a new political leader, let's do that. And secondly, the new constitution that was adopted in the Liberty Party required the political leader to take decision with the approval of the executive committee. That's what the rule says, and that was not being done, and that was my problem. I've never frowned on a political leader. The CPP that I was part of, that I was chair of, had a political leader, and I served that political leader properly. Mr. Alexander B. Cummings, I served him with respect, with dignity, and he was the political leader of the CPP. So I've never frowned on the idea of a political leader. A political party obviously have to have a political leader, but you have to be duly elected, or you have to be there in accordance with the book that you are running by. If you have a constitution, your leadership must be by that. What I said, and I'm happy that Liberty Party has corrected itself now. They have gone to they have gone to convention and elected a political leader, which is okay. But that was not the case before. The political leader that we had was not elected. And the law says at that time that if the standard bearer is not elected as president, the standard bearer becomes the political leader. There was nothing in that law that the standard bearer who lost the election can pass the political leader position over to someone else who should be there perpetually. That's what I was against. I'm happy they've corrected it. I'm happy they've gone to the convention and elected a political leader, which is okay.
Thank you. My second question would be then, in as a follow up to that question, then would you please, for the sake of our listening audience and all of us on here tonight, list three contestants, all right, those who ran against you for your position as the political leader of CMC, if that is okay for you to do, and what made you think that you were better off as a political leader for CMC as compared to those 3 or 4 individuals who contested against you?
You are defining democracy in a single term. Democracy
Well,
is no,
Mr. Benedict,
Chief,
the
let
question
me,
is,
yeah,
the question is, can you
allow
name
me to
for us?
answer your question, please.
Okay,
Because I think I
but if
heard the
you,
question.
okay,
So, you did not follow our convention. Because if you did, every delegate was given the opportunity to contest for the position of political leader.
okay,
And no one did. In fact, again, the CMC continues to change the rule. For the history of the Republic of Liberia, no political party has ever held its convention on live television. We did it. Every time there's a convention or political party, when they say business session, the press goes outside. We did it at the opposite. The members of the delegation were openly asked 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. After Mr. Ability was nominated, is there anyone else who wants to be political leader of the party? There was no one else. If you're going to be, if you wanted to be part of the party, you're going to come, and I'm sure I was going to defeat you, but you're going to be given a chance to run. And if you want to come, I can still open the contest for you and myself anytime.
okay. So in short, your response to my question, and correct me if I'm wrong, no one contested against you, the financier of this uh movement, the CMC. So you won the role of a political leader. Is that correct?
There is something in the English language that was specifically created for it is, and they call it acclamation. My grandfather did not create a war acclamation. The war acclamation was created to say in a democracy, when no one goes against you, you can still be democratically elected through acclamation. Liberian people call it white ballot, but it is part of democracy. And I'm happy that as political leader of the party, my compatriots reposed the confidence in me and unanimously elected me to be the political leader of the party.
And finally, if I'm okay, Dr. Peabody,
Just
and
as George Weah, just as Joseph Walker, just as
can I?
all these
So
people were elected the same way.
okay,
Yep.
and I'm glad that you brought that part out. So, and then I'll close on this note. What sets you apart from the rest of the other political institutions that have consistently uh, 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 gathered around an individual to foster the idea of this institution as compared to actually pushing the idea of an institution, building upon an institution? You're the financier. Nobody is courageous enough to stand against and run against your desire to serve as a political leader. You're today serving as the political leader. And here you are today, you're telling us other political institutions literally came to birth based on similar ideology. What sets you apart as an institution from other political institutions when you're again building your foundation based on similar ideology and you're literally moving forward
Um,
with such behavior and ideals?
we're different in our party or in other parties. When they elect political leader, the political leader is the standard bearer. In our party, that's not the case. The constitution is very clear. When election period comes, we will go to the convention and elect a standard bearer. Being a political leader is a position in the party, and our constitution says that specifically away from the if I'm not the standard bearer of the party when the time comes, I'll still be the political leader of the party. My position ceases to exist for the period of the election until the election is over. And if our standard bearer wins, then I turn over power to him as political leader of the party. It is well structured, it's well laid out. unlike the other party, unlike your party, Lofa, when they elect a political leader, they go on automatically to become a standard bearer, at least by the rules. Our constitution is different. I'm just like Grace, who is heading the USA branch. I'm the political leader. It does not give me the right to be the standard bearer of the party. At the appropriate time, when that time comes, this party will make a determination on who a standard bearer is, and that will have no bearing on the political leadership of the party.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chairman Ability, let me try to grill you some more. But Chairman Ability, I will say this though. To date, the CDC is the only political party that in the USA that have where they did informing chapters around the USA. No party has broken that record. No party. The CDC, I repeat, is the only political party in Liberia that the branches all over the USA. From when they formed 2004, they was in almost 25 states. And when they went to Liberia, for the first time against all the political heavyweights, they took the first round election, they tapped. Now, people are watching the CMC. Over the weekend, a lot of questions was being asked. But people were asking me, as to say, I'm part of the CMC. I was just getting questions from there. Peabody were attacking both of us about out of packed town hall. People just came
Well,
around.
you people just stop pretending to the public.
So the question is, now, you know, the USA, when you have a USA a branch or chapter, it motivates the party leadership in like the party grassroots in Liberia. Now, I want to fact find it for you. Do you think the USA chapter you guys have set up? Do you think you guys will draw that amount of support from across the states, especially in the major states where Liberians are occupied, like Minnesota, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, New York, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, all the places? Do you think the leadership will be able to draw that support to get Liberians involved, to buy into the CMC? Okay, because one thing, politics, you know, is interest. Politics is about community, it's about relationship and so forth. So everybody wants to see the USA branch, the first convention and everything. See how much people will come on board and will buy into it. I mean, how do you? What I want to find out. Do you think that your USA branch will be able to attract the amount of people that you expect to make to give that party that's bearing? They say, wow, the USA, like the ANC, the UP. I'm telling you the truth, the UP ANC, they have a very strong network in the USA. The CMC is a new party. People are watching the CMC. Because if the CMC do not attract a major portion of Liberians in the USA, it may not be too well going now for Liberia. So I want you to address it. How do you see the USA branch? How do you see them connecting the various networks to bring them together?
The CMC will form the strongest political entity in the United States and around the world that's ever been formed by any political party in Liberia within 12 months.
Wow.
Within 12 months. We have a global leadership that is headed by two very, very strong women.
Who's the chairman of the global leadership?
Confidence in them. We believe in them, and we know they are going to move mountains to set. So what the CDC had was tailored around the United States. What the CMC we have will be tailored around the world. We're going to have a strong forces in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, and in Australia, and in the Middle East. The United States branch, which is CMC USA, is being currently populated. But as it stands, it's headed by someone that you know will deliver. There's a reason why, after just 2 weeks in the position of chairing the Northeast region of the CMC, she has been elevated to the position of head of CMC. You wait, Tomalin, you wait, please, and give us 12 months. 12 months. And that 12 months, I will consider January, February, March as part of that 12 months. From now to December, when you see the CMC in the United States, you will be shocked.
Wow.
We are not going after people because of their past record or their history. We are going after people because of their quality. There are men and women in the United States that have quality in them, that have been sitting down, wishing to find a way to be directly involved in the Liberian politics. What other political parties have done is to put these people together, collect money from them, and that's it. The CNC, we have 4 regions. The entire leadership of those regions are also members of the National Convention of the CMC. The head, the chairperson, the vice chair, the secretary, the treasurer of all of the diaspora organization, meaning from state to state or chapter, will be part of the CNC National Convention. Never before in the history of Liberia will you find an organization. We will have literally almost 100 delegates at our convention coming from the diaspora community, participating, electing quality leaders to be representative. The CMC will not take people for representative because they are popular. That's why we'll make the party popular, so that we can choose good candidates, whether or not they are popular. Once they have quality, we'll take them and we'll put them in office to change this country. Tomalin, give me 1 year. Give me 1 year. If you think that I built the Liberty Party from the ground, if you think that I led the Unity Party to defeat the CDC in Mossorado County, if you think I did that, wait to see what I will do as head of CMC.
Wow.
Chairman,
Okay.
can I say something? Since I'm the USA chair, I would like to also interject in this. Like Chairman Benedict said, I would like to send shout out right now to our global leadership and the chairperson for the global leadership, which is Francine Chinnery Richardson. I
Oh,
would also
wait. Francine Richardson from ANC.
Yes.
Yes.
She the global chair.
Yes, the global chair for CMC.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
And I would like to also send a shout out to Beverly Guar. She is the global secretary for CMC. I would also like to send a shout out to Didi Sharp. She is the chair for.
Well, we send a shout out.
I want to send a shout out before I speak, so y'all give me a chance. When you're talking, I don't speak here because I'm a CMC. We know how to give people a chance. That's why we want to give Liberia a chance. So y'all give me a chance. I would also like to send a shout out to our regionals all over the America, the different heads. So what I would like to say is that since this party was formed, by the way, let me just say that I was part of writing of the Constitution. Majority of the leadership were part of writing. We were all part of writing the Constitution together. And that's the beauty of Representative Musa Belete, the political leader of CMC. So this is not a party that is formed and start to dictate to people and mobilize people to come and insult other people. No. This is a party that is formed to bring all Liberians together. Since the party was certificated on Friday, our messenger chat room is full of over 1,000 people already. As I speak, people just sending in messages that they want to join, even in the diaspora. So we're not even trying to hunt too much. Although we will hunt people, we will go look after people, we'll go look for people to join us because we want quality people, but people are already contacting us to join. So that's the beauty of citizen movement for change. And that's the beauty of the kind of political leader that we have. So I don't want you to worry when it comes to that, because CDC were formed in America before they ever went to be established in Liberia. George Weah was a celebrity, and he used his status to do all of that. But we all are just common Liberians coming together to support this movement, which is an institution. It's not all about the political leader, but it's about the institution. What can we bring to the country to better this country? And that's what we are doing. So we just been certificated like a week, not even quite a week, since Friday, and people are already getting worried in a good way, because we are getting a lot of people coming to join. Everything will be set up. We have a meeting coming up. Will be in Manchester soon, and you will see everybody in the leadership. You will take pictures for you to see us. So I will ask my question later to the political leader, but I don't think you should worry about the information. I want you to come and be a part of us, because at the end of the day, all the quest for Liberia is for us to go and change the nation to a better place, for all of us to have, a better environment. That's what we want. So this is not so much about a political party. This is about bringing change to the core of Liberia. That change that we were looking for. Musa Belete and the CMC represent that change.
Okay, but
So,
by the way,
Tomalin,
actually,
I'm
by the way,
begging you, please.
Chairman Benete is a celebrity. Let me let you know that. If you know, he's a celebrity. He's a hustle name like Black politics, and so he's well known. So he everywhere by himself.
I'm
So
a common man. I'm a common
he
man.
and Joe, we are other than the same level. Other than
No way.
they are
So,
well known people. So just by the name Benete, but people can say that they say Benete party. How they saying that? How they put carrying that? But it's a good thing. Look, one thing I know about politics, about our politics. I mean, you guys will see a lot of that groundswell people coming to join, run to join the party. But at the end of the day, it's all what will happen at the end of the day, what happened in the party. But I wish the CMC good luck. Musa Belete, I mean, I saw he did with the Unity Party with CPP. It's just that CPP were undermined by other actors that what got the CPP to split and so forth. But Belete, I know you learned a lot from the other parties he's been with, so I'm sure this time around he won't allow that to happen in the CMC. But wish the CMC well, and like we all be watching. One of the best for Liberia. We can never tell. You cannot push away any party. Everybody's looking for that prize to make Liberia a better country. Everybody's saying now that the CDC and UP they should be forgotten now and focus on a new party. So who knows? Let's see. I hear ANC about to have the convention. Let's see what happens. But then the two parties now will be I am Barrow in the states now, CMC and ANC. We'll know, but we'll see what happens. But wish the party, wish the CMC well. For now, we'll stop there. Lofa, you want to come in? You want to ask a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, so Grace, I really wasn't going to ask a question about.
Quick, you will come in. I don't want you to compare us, because we are not going to compare each other. We all are Liberians. We come with love. CMC come with love. We don't come with any animosity. Let the person who loves Liberia the most, let the people see that, and let that person win. Now, our political party, we are not collecting money for people in the diaspora. We're not going to have convention to ask people to donate. No. We want the diaspora Liberians to be involved, not to donate money, but because of they are Liberians, and they deserve a seat on the big Kehleboe table that we all belong on. So we are not, our conventions are different. You see, that's the differences. But we still send love out to our brothers and sisters in the other party. Let the best person who's supposed to lead Liberia win at the end of the day. Thank you.
So, and Tomalin, I'm sorry, guys.
You still got 4 years to go. So you're chill. You're chill. 4 years to go.
I'm sorry, I have to kind of jet out. Unfortunately, I can't end the.
Lofa in like bro.
I can't end the conversation.
Nobody is under pressure.
Chairman Benedict, you understand what the situation is like. But let me just say this before I get out of here. You're absolutely correct. I am under pressure due to time constraints, but there is no way that we would sit here and behave as though the issue of competition does not exist. You cannot compare the ANC to CMC. There is no way. You will have to be somewhere in in Jefferson Koji's word, utopia, to think that that comparative analysis would not be a part of the conversation. There is no way you can say you cannot compare the CDC to that of the CMC, because of course these institutions comprise of Liberians. At the end of the day, both institutions are combination of people who represent the true interests. You cannot, in any way, shape, or form, claim your level of patriotism to be any much more higher than any other Liberian, regardless of how we exhibit our true understanding of patriotism. So I think the best thing that we will all do is wait till we end or get to the finish line and see how it ends up. But again, I say to the CMC and every other political institutions in Liberia, I wish you all the best of luck. Let us just wish for the best leader to transform Liberia and put us ahead of the trajectory to see us far better than other countries that are moving at a very slow pace or fast pace as compared to where we really want to see ourselves. But at the end of the day, again, I reiterate, and I want to say this in a much more slower pace than stated earlier, all political institutions currently in Liberia, those institutions that were there yesterday will remain competitive. They will be analyzed. They will be critiqued on the same page based on what we have experienced and what we know of political institutions until one can prove themselves to be any much more different from the other. We will hold all of you at the same equilibrium. Thank you all, folks. I'm sorry I already have to run. I really wish I could have been a part of the platform. But Mr. Benedy, hopefully we will meet in Nima County when we come out there to make sure that Nima County can raise the hand of a potential and a much more vibrant and quality senator in Nima County, and that is in Madam Edith Gongloe,
A female
to
too.
hopefully serve as the next senator of Nima County come the next few months. But I am pretty sure you will respond to the recent statement that was made by the current representative, Kogar, who denigrated women in leadership. And I'm pretty sure for you, Mr. Ability, you are one who support the idea of women in leadership. And that's why I can see that you have Sister Grace and other women, intelligent, competent Liberian women serving. And I saw that that's part of the reason why. So hopefully you respond to Mr. Kogar and remind him that women in leadership serves far better off than what he believed as an individual. He should not be intimidated by women in leadership, because women in leadership will push us forward than what we actually believe in. Thank you all, and I'll be back here again. Thank you.
So I know Julius is gone, but I just like to, at this very early stage, warn all of us that it will not do Liberia any favor if we, at this time, try to pitch opposition parties against one another. As members of the opposition, we need to understand that we should not speak against one another. So, Julius, the fact that you want to do that, I'm asking you, please don't. Opposition is opposition. Even if we have issue, we should be able to find a way to resolve those issues. We have the utmost respect for the ANC. I was part of the vehicle that was called the CPP, and the ANC was a part of that. Mr. Alexander Cumming is one of the most decent human beings I've ever worked with, and the friendship and respect between both of us will never be diminished by our political journeyings. Please allow the opposition to be friendly, to be courteous to one another, and don't force us in any way to attack each other. That is going to be the service to the Unity Party. It is the same thing that destroyed the CPP. I hope we will not repeat it again. opposition, the CMC have no time whatsoever to criticize an opposition party. We are about the Liberian people. We are about change, and our focus is on the Unity Party, who is currently holding power, and we are trying to hold them accountable for those power. No other political party is our attention. We don't want to know what the ANC did wrong. We don't want to know what the CDC did wrong. All we want to know is whether or not the Unity Party is managing our country properly. I think this is very, very important. Thank you.
Sidiki.
Yeah, thank you again, everybody. So, good evening, Chairmanability. Thank you for that message. You know, it's really, really appreciated. And I know, maybe most of the people who watch on the show, they know that you, Mr. Ability, you are appreciated by Mr. Cummins for standing with him when everybody attack you and call you names during the last election. And you share a special relationship with him, as you just alluded to that. But before I get to the question about asking you, I've congratulated you since your election to being the political leader for the CMC. But I wanted to just take a few seconds to respond to Grace. And I hope you listen to the advice Chairman try to share with everyone here. Not only people who support ANC, but also you being a member of the CMC. You said something, and this is a public platform, and I wanted to correct that. You said we are not going to be the same people who put people together to be insulting people. Grace, you supported that on Moluba, and today you say you are a member of CMC. Nobody said that the Moluba pulled you and other people together to insult other people that you disagree with. So if other people who are supporting the ANC, they left to join the CMC, it is their constitutional right. That doesn't mean the ANC is a party that encourages people, going out there to insult people or denigrate people. Everybody on the social media, we disagree with one another. People go personal with each other and all of that. But to come here to paint this picture, we're not, throwing job, we're not collect money for people and all of that. No party can be sustained by the individual grace. There will be convention, you raise money, you have to support. Chairman Belete will not continue that. Right now the party is starting up. Chairman Belete cannot support the party from now to 2029 or beyond 2029. It's not possible. You have to do fundraiser. So don't come on the platform, as the chairman said, to throw job, because Lofa statement came from your response. He said we will not be the people who put people together to insult other people. And the ANC is not that kind of party.
But they don't call the ANC though.
Grace, just give me the time, please. I'm just making this clarity.
No, but I'm not gonna sit on the platform.
I'm making this clarity.
You're schooling me because I will not let you school me.
I'm not schooling you. I'm not schooling you, Grace.
Listen to respond. I don't listen to understand.
So can I have my time? I'm just about to conclude on this, and I go to my question.
Okay, go ahead, but you need to let me rest though. You're not going
to conclude, Grace.
You to conclude.
Don't put people together to insult anybody, that they disagree with politically. That's a wrong message. Now, Chairmanability, again, congratulations to your election, to being elected as the political leader for the CMC. And I personally, I believe you. I know what you are capable of doing. And people who doubted you, people who criticize you, they see your kind of leadership in your district, in District 7 in Lima County. But, some of your critics, I know some of them, they are biased. Some of them, they are members of the ruling party, the Unity Party. And I know some of them will never support you no matter what happens. But there are some critics of yours who are very independent. They are not part of any political parties. They are saying that this party Musa Belete have put together, the party is not going to feed a candidate in the upcoming election comes 2029. Can you just make this definite that the CMC will have a candidate in a presidential race whether it is you, Musa Ability, or it's another person, but you'll be an independent political party, not with the other political party we see around. Maybe second round they go and join just to get some jobs at the negotiation table. At the end of the day, the whole political party die. Like this guy party, Apeton, today he's the ambassador in the government. We don't hear about his party again. You see, a lot of parties that I can name to you. So can you confirm to us that the message, the rest of the leaders of the CMC are preaching, like my brother Sekou Kene, Dr. Richardson, and all of the other people, that the CMC will be different, and not only 2029, but beyond 2029, and even most especially that you will provide opportunity for the Liberian people in the upcoming election, not joining, the so-called CDC, because that's a narrative of that your funders party to go and support George Weah in 2029. Can you clarify that?
Yeah, okay. So, Sediki, thank you for the question. Before I come to your question, let me say that unless you say that you were not in Liberian politics in the last 10 years, yes, Sediki, all of the parties in this country put people together to insult other people. We're saying we're not going to do that, but that happened. Let me just focus it on the United Party. As we speak today, the United Party has a true fan that bully people on the Facebook, insult them, and do all kinds of things. You know the rest of the story. I'm sitting here, I'm a victim of almost all the parties in this country. Insult and all kinds of things. It happened. I think the fact is that what we are trying to say is that we're not going to indulge into that as a party. But everybody will admit that the kind of thing that's happened in Liberia in the past is every political party having some people. In fact, in some parties, some of the people went rogue on the party. Even if the party tried to bring them under control, they went out of order. We had a problem. We had it in the CPP. It was in the United Party. It was in the CDC. We are saying, as we go on getting our members, we'll make sure that we don't have people like that. We will not condone members who go on insulting other people and say that they are doing it in their personal name. No, when you become a member of CMC, you have certain things that you cannot do. You become our ambassador. You're not supposed to insult or Siddiqui because he came on the show and asked Mr. Ability some question that you think is not appropriate. Then you start insulting him. We don't condone that. And that is the fact. The history is there. I was bullied for 3 years. Large by the United Party, by segment of the Liberty Party, by segment of the CPP. History is talking. It is there. What we are saying basically that we're not going to be part of that. But it doesn't mean that it has not happened. Yes, it has happened, Sidiki. Maybe at that time you were not paying attention or you were not part of, I know that as a young man, that's not your style, you don't do it, but people do it. No party is an exception to that. I can guarantee you that the CMC will be an exception to that. We will change that around. We will train our members not to be disrespectful. We will disagree with other parties. And we will do our best. If the meaning, if it means that, if to prove that I'm not going to, we are not going to be a second fiddle to the CDC, if that will cause George Weah mind and power, if they are going to prove it, that's not going to happen. So there's certain things we're not going to do. But, I just wanted to make that clarification. But on the issue of our party feeding candidate, that's what we're about. And I'm saying this to Liberians, that the CMC purpose is to find alternative to the current political landscape of our country. The CDC is no exception to that landscape. We will field a candidate in 2029. Nothing is going to stop that. If we do that, if we don't do that, we will destroy the aspiration of thousands of Liberians, hundreds of thousands of Liberians that would have joined us. People are despondent. People are disappointed. People are disillusioned. And they want something else. They want change. They don't want the same thing. CMC is not going to issue the same, offer the same thing to Liberian people as an alternative to change. We're here for change. We are the true definition of change. Give us time, Sidiki. Today is the what? 7th or 8th day, or what? Today is 12, or 10th?
Today the 10th, the 11th.
Today is 10th day of March 2025. Please give us 1 year from today. Everything about I promise you, I didn't say 2027. I didn't say 2028. I'm telling you, by March 2026, CMC will be 100% distinguished from any political party in Liberia. I promise you that. So give us that chance. Don't judge a political party of 5-year-old and compare us to parties that have been here for decades. But we'll do better than all of them. All of them, no exception.
Thank you, Musa Ability. Thank you. Thank you for that response. I don't have any other question, but I have a
can I come?
Okay.
I think I have. Everybody
have
two questions.
So you can ask your other question now.
Yeah, what I'm saying, I don't have any other question, but I'm going to make a comment, towards the chairman response. And I appreciate the response, chairman, and not chairman but political leader. We used to that chairman stuff, but as time goes by, we're gonna get along with it. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the best, and we look forward. Personally, for me, I look forward beyond this. Like projecting the CMC, that what you get in cover to do out of that. But I look forward to kind of seeing your manifesto. What you intend to do. Being able to inspire Liberian people. Projecting yourself to be different and all of that. I look forward to that kind of conversation, and I follow you every day. And stuff like that. But you said something, political leader. I don't think that is realistic. You cannot, nobody, no political party in Liberia can control all of that members from attacking people personally. It's not possible. There are some people who support you, you don't know them, but they support you. They don't have to sign membership. Some people will say, I support CMC because of liability, for example. Some people will say, I support CMC because of Musa ability, for example. But they are not members of your party. But they will go out there and insult people. And you know what's funny about that, political leader? Grace Wu said today, she's a member of your party and referring to other people. She called you criminal yesterday. The records are there. I can show video on the show. She said, Musa Blade are criminal, Musa Blade are this, Musa Blade are that. Today, nobody knows what she's an executive member of Musa Blade party. That's a hypocritical society we have in Liberia. But to say we will control everybody to not insult people is very, very unrealistic. And if you can do that, trust me, you will win hundreds and thousands of people over to your party. If you can just stick onto what you say, that we, from now to December, we will control people and people will not be abusing people who support us, it's very, very unrealistic, a political leader. I don't think that is realistic because people will support you. You don't know them. They are not members of the party, but they are diehard supporters. When they even say anything negative about you, they will go all out to even kill. Let me just say that, for your business. But they are not members of the party. You don't know them. But at the end of the day, they will go out not to engage in a civil conversation, but they will want to insult. As I said with Grace, the records are there. If Grace denies, I can send the video today.
Please send it to him.
Criminals.
Please send it to him.
We gotta move on. Who next?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think Mr. Gay and Robert have not spoken yet.
No.
Yeah. So can I?
Yeah. Let me.
Excuse me, please.
let me say good evening to representative.
Listen. The cheerleader says you listen. Go ahead.
I'm hosting the show right now, so you will give me a chance.
There you go.
And I will let Robert come in, but before I let him come in, I will plead with Sidiki to please send that video to Musa Belete.
I will send it to him.
Yeah,
if I don't send it to him, you should not trust me. I will,
yeah,
I will look for that video and I will send it to him.
Please
Yeah, I will even send it to Tomalin.
You said you had a video. Now
I will look for the video. I will look for the video.
Please send it to him. Since you don't have it, now you have to look for it. Please look for it and send it to him. Before I will come here, I will make a statement. You see, look, let me tell you, we don't have to be enemies. This thing about changing Liberia, we already desperately want change in Liberia. The power when we have different political leaders and we want them to win so bad, and then we become real vicious enemies because of that, it's not helping the country. And I don't like people to be in denial when they say that, other people were not attacked. Most likely I could have said something about anybody, but let me tell you, I don't say cuss words on people. One of the faces of Moneybar when he was 2023, nobody got any video on bringing me up saying any negative thing, although people insulted that man viciously on his mother and everything. I did not go back to insult people when it came to that. I only put forth his vision that I believed in back then and who he was as a person. That's the kind of person I am because I came from a home and I'm very well educated. So I will never insult people the way other people come at people because of political party and leaders. Now you say other people can support people. I agree, but the leadership of some of your party and the ANC, the leadership be coming after people and insulting them, bad costs, man costs, and everything. So it's a disgrace for those kind of things to happen for a political party leadership being the attack at the same time with the plebeians. So that's the thing. And I know you can be so hurt because most time Liberians do not like the truth. They don't like the truth to be said. And you have to remember, I am an advocate as well. I advocate for women's rights, men and children. So I advocated when wrong happened in this society, and I advocated for the right thing. And I will not regret my advocacy in anything that I advocated in. But I know one thing, that I will not insult anybody if I'm not supposed to, or whatsoever the case may be. If that person did not do or the right thing, even if they did the wrong thing, I will say what I have to say, but insult is not part of my vocabulary because I can speak English very well. So I just wanted to say that part. And then Robert Garguah can come in.
Thank you. Mr. Well, I got to make sure that I address you properly. I know that you are Representative Musa Hassan Bility, but you have just added a new title to your already elaborate titles over the years. So you are Representative Bility and political leader of the CMC. Welcome to the closing argument, sir, and it's great to have you back on again. I got two questions for you, but let me just start off by saying this. I'm glad, I like most of what I've heard, and I want to say that I will be following over the next few months because I think we've heard over the past decades when it comes to politics and political institutions, I think we just about heard everything nice, right? But we have not seen all of these different nice things, implemented and become a reality. So I really look forward to the transformation, more so through actions than words. I also don't think it is beneficial to us, right, when we have politics that is about name calling. I think it does a disservice to the people and those who might have real interest in something serious, right, and something unique. So I think we should focus on the substance. And unfortunately, some might say our politics is not about substance. But because our politics is not about substance, we are where we are today, politically, I mean, I don't have to say much about where we are. We know where we are now and what we've been in the past. So, Mr. Political Leader and Representative, I want to ask you my first question, and I think that when you talk about distinguishing yourself from all the other political parties, I think it's possible, but I think it's an uphill battle, right? Just given the society that we find ourselves in, it's very, very possible if you are willing and ready to make some serious changes, some serious radical changes, right? But I want you to, outside of just just being an alternative to the current political landscape, I want you to name top three, or what are three top political positions of the CMC that aligns with your ideology. And this question is for those who might just be sick and tired of all of the politics, right? Because it has not yielded serious results for the Liberian people. We have not seen serious true institutions. We've seen political parties form for political reasons, for political opportunities, and everything that does not benefit the country, the full margin of the country. But if the CMC is for the future, if the CMC is not about Musa Hassan Bellotti, if the CMC is not about the next presidential election, if the CMC is about establishing the essence of a true political institution, I want you to name, I know you have not gone to a convention, and I know that I would like to see a political party that adopts political platforms at a convention, a democratic convention, which will also include primary nominees. But I want you to name top three political positions of the CMC. I'll give you an example. The Democratic Party separates itself from the Republican Party because they believe in progressive tax, for instance, right? They believe in the essence of true democracy. They believe in being inclusive when they talk about gay rights. These are things they believe in.
I'll ask the question.
Wait now, my man.
Take it to ask one question. And
You
you
want to
give
ask
me
the
the time.
question? You want to ask the question for me?
No, but you're taking long to ask one question.
You're a member of the party, so you can be patient.
It doesn't matter for the senator of the show. For the senator of the show, I'm still a panelist.
Sylvester, so what I would do, out of respect, since you just interrupted me, I will stop and let you finish my question.
No, I'm not going to finish the question. We need to bring some
I'll
senator to the
let
show.
I'll let you, because we just took 1 minute talking things that I could have finished my question a long time.
You start over 4 minutes for the basis, you are not asking the question.
So
go ahead.
I will
go ahead.
No, I'll let you finish my question.
No, I'm not going to take your question. I'm just telling you to.
Mr. Moderator,
It's okay, Baba. Can you just
Mr.
answer the
Moderator,
question? Thank you, Pewee.
I
Sorry.
will stop. I will stop and I'll let Sylvester go.
No.
Robert, ask a question so we can move on now.
No, but how am I going to ask my question when I'm being interrupted?
Okay, go ahead.
That I tell the premise.
Okay, you're not
okay,
interrupted.
I'm not interrupting you again. Go ahead.
So
you say you are democratic element and teaching now you.
I won't let Neo Progressive ask my question.
Go ahead.
Then he can't ask my question. Let me finish it. So basically,
I'm just kidding. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
I want you to name top three political positions of the CMC.
Thank you. There are many of them, but I can give you three off my head. The first thing that the CMC is going to embark on within the next 30 days is electoral reform. We're spending millions of dollars from 2018 to 2023. The national legislature, without accountability, spent $272 million without audit, without accountability, without anything. But yet, as a country, we can spend $60 to $75 million to digitize our electoral process and eliminate substantial fraud from any system. We want to call for that reform. And that reform, we also want political parties to own the right to their representatives. Because the Constitution of Liberia says you can go independent and you can go through a party. To go through a party, you have accepted their ideology, you are standing with the thing they believe in. We want the law to say, if you want to go rogue, if you want to be independent, run as independent, because there's provision for it in the Constitution. But if you run on a party ticket and you go and act contrary to what the party is saying, the party should have the right to recall you. We want to do that. That's what is happening in many parliamentary democracies around the world, and it keeps it keeps the political process through the political parties. In Liberia, political parties are weak because they don't have any say. Just the cabinet general would never have been removed if this law was in place, because the Unity Party has sufficient lawmakers in the House to deny that process, but they have no control over their lawmaker. Funati Koba could now have been removed or being harassed as he's being as speaker if CDC had the power to put check to their members that want to join the United Party and cause the havoc that we have today in the House. So that needs reform. Another electoral reform that we're going to see. We have over 400,000 Liberians outside of Liberia. Our constitution is very clear that is, you have the right to vote and make decisions about Liberia. The constitution is very clear. No one cares to implement that. No one cares to put that into effect. CMC is going to make sure that happens. Since it's a constitutional issue, if we cannot get it passed by the legislature as in its current state, we will go to court to ask the court to ask the election commission to enforce that aspect of our constitution. That's what we're going to do that. Secondly, thirdly, we're going to reform the constitution. To have individuals serving as senator for 9 years is ridiculous. To have individuals serving as representative for 6 years is ridiculous. We're going to change it. The shorter the term, the more accountable lawmakers will be. Many people don't know that the representative in America is for 2 years. Many people don't know that. But that's the fact. They are elected for 2 years only. So at the end of the day, we want to reform the constitution. We want to reform governance. So these are our 3 top priorities among several things that we want to change for the people to see the country differently. This is just 3 of many things. Our natural resources, the most important resources of this country is agriculture. Liberia has abundant its natural resources. Under the CMC government, the #1 priority will be agriculture. We will invest into agriculture. We will take some of the national budget and put it in the banks and let the bank create a matching fund to put in agriculture. We invest in education and healthcare. Healthcare in Liberia should be privatized. Once you privatize healthcare and let the government of Liberia pay insurance to cover every Liberian, people will be better. That is not happening in our country. And you get sick, even if you have the money, the facility is not here because everything is into government bureaucracy. We want to change that. We want to encourage private companies to come, run change of hospital, and then the government send its citizen there and pay the private company the bill. You call that national insurance. Many countries like Africa and Ghana, they have national insurance for their people. We don't care for our citizens. So we're going to change that, among so many other things.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope this is, I asked that question because, you know, a lot of people may not like Grace. Some people who might want to join your party may not, some people who might want to join the CMC. And I'm just using Grace as an example because, you know, by virtue of the comments, right? Some people may not like Grace or her politics, but, you know,
a lot of times we join political party because we like people and not because of the ideas of that political party. So I think it's important that this is not just Musa Ability's ideology, but this is the CMC ideology that we can find in a handbook, we can find on a website when we ask questions like who we are, what we do. These are institutional practices that remains that the party champions, that the party fight for, whether Musa Ability is there or whether Musa Ability is not there. My last question to you is, are you willing? I know 2029 is far apart, but are you willing, for those who want to be a part of a serious institution? I'm sick of people having political leader. I'm also on the side of standard bearer based on a primary nomination, a presidential nominee, through a primary process, go to a convention. Are you willing, and would the CMC encourage a presidential primary through party membership? And will you be willing to be a part of that process, or are we automatically identifying political leader who automatically becomes standard bearer and represents the party at presidential campaigns?
Oh, I said it before. I think you are not on Robert. The position of the political leader has absolutely nothing to do with the position of the standard bearer. They are separate. They are two different institutions, and the standard bearer will be elected at the National Convention according to the process laid down in the Constitution. So I've not made that decision, but if I make the decision, and for me, and for CMC, all of our decisions will be based on data. We're working for the next 2-3 years. What we do as a party will be informed by the perception of the public after 2-3 years of work in the country. Because after 2-3 years, we should be able to have a feel of how the country feels about us, whether we made a difference that we said we're going to make. And hopefully we will, and then that will prompt us to say we are in a position to put up a candidate. And once we do that, the process will be open to partisan, and all of the scrutiny will be adhered to. And I promise you, Robert, if you have presidential ambition, CMC is the place to come, because you have a fair shot at it. And I assure you that unless in other instances, this organization has no intention of bamboozling people's emotion or people's ambition. We are going to incorporate everything about everybody, and that the CMC is going to distinguish itself in so many ways. We just want to be given chance. Begin to evaluate a year from now. You talk about manifesto. No, we don't have a manifesto yet. We are forming the party. You have to come on board. Jerome have to come on board. Everybody here have to come on board so that we can develop what that national manifesto is. What kind of party will it be if you form a party with a manifesto already in your hand? This manifesto has to be of the people, by the people, and for the people. So therefore, it's going to take us much longer time, more than this year, to come up with a manifesto, because at that time we would have incorporated all of the views and aspirations of our experts. If you look at the CMC leadership structure, you will realize that it's based on national reform. No party has vice chair or leadership on health. No party has leadership on infrastructure. Nobody has leadership on political and legal reform. So we are directed, we are targeted. So therefore, where we are, we want to make sure that everybody, we don't want or Sidiki to come after 1 year to say he didn't have the chance to contribute to our manifesto, so he's not a member. No, we're going to be very slow and deliberate until we get to that point where we know we have gotten sufficient input into what our manifesto should be.
Thank you.
Yeah, article.
There's a noise in the back.
That's Sylvester, eh? Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, Sylvester time. There's a noise in the back. After Sylvester, then Anthony.
Okay.
Please, nobody interrupt Sylvester. Please, I will not entertain any interruption while the neo-progressive speak. Please, we will be the change maker. We will be the change maker. Please don't interrupt the man.
Raul, stop that, man. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. I actually came on the show.
Sylvester, we can ask you a question first. Please answer. Are you a member of the CMC?
Absolutely. And
okay, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought to actually, because I've been traveling, I just hit ground, and I just thought to pay respect. Part of the process. This is not a kind of a structural bureau thing called the Central Committee debating issue, but I thought to come and give my respect and honor to the political leader of a very enterprising. And I want to
the political leader. Powerful political leader, man. Powerful political
enterprising institution. The reason why I put an enterprising nomenclature on the institution is that the nomenclature, we're going to strike the balance of what is unfolding in the country. We have to be very focused in terms of how we intend to change the body politics of the country. Now, it's been business as usual. Now, to go from the business as usual process and take another route, it will take a kind of a tremendous amount of effort to put into place those things. There have to be a system change, a structural change, an ideological change, a perspective on a policy change. So it's a combination of all of the above, that are just all of the mentioned statements, if you will. But one of the things that I actually came on to talk to us about is the process about, and I listened to my dear brother Siddiqui point. He said, Brady cannot sustain this a very long time. So Brady cannot sustain. No, this is not about individualism. And it's part of the reason why we want to remove our thought process. If you were to see the process, we've been having a lot of powerful individuals running political party in Liberia. And the intent is not to establish or to bring about powerful institutions. The intent is to bring about, individuals, powerful institutions. If we institutionalize institutions rather than individualizing them, what it's going to do for us is going to put and change, it's going to pivot the Liberian political landscape to making those institutions, basically, there may be a time we may condense most of those parties, if you will. So my brother Siddiqui, the intent here is Mr. Benete is not going to be the only person that's going to be there to make decision about this institution. I will be the first person that will announce my exit if we were to move to that route. No. And part of the reason why we troop into this process is that we want it to be a change of the issue here, the political process. So we going to, and one of the reasons I believe you're going to come on board soon, and I see most of your commendation to Mr. Benete will consummate into joining the party. And I'm smelling that politically. I see the way you are passionate.
Yeah,
I see the way you are passionate about commending Mr. Benete the last time, and I see the trend in you today. That's a trend that is telling me politically that you are on your way coming, but you want to use the pattern of commendation, passionate commendation, to join the process. Let me say this, and I will a little bit. I don't know. There's no political process in the chairman just said something just now that we going to. I'm not asking questions. They're going to take. I will end soon, rather, because I got no question to ask this chairman and this political leader. Absolutely.
No, Leo, brother, you are not to be interrupted.
My confidence in
3
this.
minutes, 50 seconds now.
My confidence in this political leader will not evaporate in the next 5 decades. My confidence in him will only evaporate in the next 5 decades. Imagine, so we're talking about 50 years from now. But one of the things I want to tell us here is the process about us all collectively moving to change the political landscape of our country. And how do we indulge into those things? It's for us to come and say, because I wouldn't be in a political institution and we receiving attacks always to us, and you say we would not. Now, nowhere in the world that we will romanticize politics. Even here in the beacon of democracy, you saw Trump and Biden when they got at it, right? Trump and whosoever. So it hit us. Let's say so now we decide somebody came and hit harm a political leader. Trust me, I will hit you very hard. We'll go out, ask them to come with that. If you came, but what we want to do is to have a sponsorship in terms of people going for other people, what we call deliberate assassination of individual character. We would endorse you to that. And again, I want one person that will always take time because I understand Liberian political terrain. I'll be the last person always slow to react to things, but in a very show manner. So, Mr. Benedict, my only thing I want to say to you is that it's a very good intent. I see the wave of change coming across the country, and we should keep this focus this way, move the process. And let me say this, none of us in the Liberian political landscape will say, we didn't say something yesterday that may come and haunt us today. No one is politically something. So I listened to my brother Siddiqui trying to go after our dear sister that she said this is going on. No, listen, Siddiqui. When we are sending the political misa in certain circumstances, when the heat is on, the misa will come out. But sometimes we cool off and begin to reflect on the basic line of politics. So for me, we just have to forge ahead. I believe Grace is a very wonderful woman. She's passionate about supporting, bringing women to politics, and she's been most passionate about Liberian politics. Listen, give Grace the leverage to exercise those kind of a right. She got the passion, and I believe sometimes, on a serious note, I believe sometimes because of her passion to see Liberia transform, you see some of these things happen, but Grace would not blatantly, knowingly, intentionally do what you are alleging. I say this for now until you prove her otherwise, basically moving on. But I believe that she's someone that we should trust, a partner in progress. Her partnership with me, a lot of productive outcome to the institution moving forward. And one of the things I want to say, but again, let me say this to us, that this leader is going to be a transformative leader. In some cases, he will be a transactional leader. In some cases, he will be a situational leader. In some cases, he will be a political servant and the rest of that. So these are things, Raul, we're going to see unfold and the rest of that. I believe, Raul, for you can be very private in terms of your political line. We're going to push you. You saw the first time ever I hit Lofa. I pushed Lofa. Lofa is currently Liberia after 35 years. After 35 years, I've been able to do that. Right? So these are the things we're going to do. We're going to appeal to the sentiments of our people. I believe that they're going to come in. They're going to come in. Lofa, I'm pushing today in Liberia. And the next thing I will push him to go back to Myean district to see his fellow land. I will push him. And I'll be by election in Liberia. And we're going to win our election. So I just want to say thank you, Mr. Chairman. I got nothing to say to you. I got nothing to say to you on the show today. I will humble myself and listen. The only thing I will take, if anybody were to come after to ask a question that's not there for the chairman, then the John Mayor will come outside. But for now, I reserve all comment.
I have a chairman protected. What?
Hit down. I said CMC, 10 seconds CMC, Mr. Political Leader. I know Neo Progressive is a very disciplined man, but I think part of what needs to be in that manifesto, we got to be media disciplined and patient. You see how the man just spoke. Absolutely. Everybody heard what he said. So anyone who is not media disciplined, Mr. Political Leader, we have to. You need to put that aside. Yeah, we got to have conversation. Go ahead.
Join the party and make your contribution to the manifesto.
Anthony.
The power of the political leader. But I humble myself. Thank you, Raul.
Anthony, come in.
Yes, yeah, I've been very, very calm, relaxed, and collective, because I like to have my moment, just like I have with Jeremiah Kuhn.
We'll get a moment.
So first and foremost, I want to say good evening, Representative Ability, and congratulations on your, new position as a political leader of the newly formed political party. First and foremost, I'm glad that Nima County at least have a second political party. That's a good thing for our democracy. I am not against that. That's a very good thing that you did. But fast forward here, let's pump our brakes a little bit. You are a lawmaker currently, and I wanted to come back. I am a beneficiary of the Ivory Coast National Healthcare Plan you're talking about. I grew up in the Ivory Coast. Matter of fact, I was a kid as far as graduating from high school before I left the Ivory Coast, so I know the country better than Liberia. But I will say to you, some of the things that you were saying earlier about electoral reform and other different things. Let's not go too far, 5 years from now to 2029. Today, tomorrow, and the rest of this year, the Liberian people are struggling. What is the Liberian legislature is doing for the Liberian people, and you particularly, the bread and butter issue? What kind of legislation are you working on that will bring relief to the Liberian people?
Thank you. Unfortunately, on the first part of your question, the current legislature is doing nothing, absolutely nothing, to help the Liberian people. I mean, they're doing everything to help the Liberian people. On the second part, as an individual, I hate to put it this way, but you asked two questions. I've answered one. As an individual, what I'm doing, when I got in the house, the first thing I thought was that place needed to be audited. I called for audit 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, deaf ear, and I'm still pursuing that. The second thing I thought to do was that all of you that are on this network, most of you have found your way outside Liberia, living better life, you have your family. But the truth of the matter is that you were born right here. And the fact that we have a country that denies you the right to exercise every right like me, I found that to be repugnant and appalling. And I embarked upon the journey to change that. And I'm happy to inform you that after 1 year, I was able to sponsor the Immigration, Alien and Naturalization Bill that allows Liberians to hold foreign passport and still exercise every right that those of us who don't hold a passport exercise. The nickname for the legislature is once a Liberian, always a Liberian. And that law allows your children that have not been here to have right to the citizenship of Liberia. I'm happy that bill has passed the House, and now we're looking forward to the Senate to pass it. And we will do everything we can to make sure that we lobby with our colleagues in the Senate to pass that bill.
Is this a separate? Is this a separate national article, dual citizenship bill that already been passed? Because the previous one has restrictions. Is this
Yes.
one different from that one?
Mine remove that restriction.
Okay.
Absolutely move everything. Zero requirement. Once you are a Liberian, you will always be a Liberian. That's what they say. And I'm happy
And
to
for
report
the information on the public, it has passed the House. It just
It
remains
has passed the
to
House. It was the second act that did. I pushed it, and I was successfully able to pass it thanks to the support of Speaker Kofa and my colleagues in the House. That I've done. The other thing is that I have tried to bring order. I've tried to bring audit. It can't work. So last year, I managed to increase the health budget in my district. I had 2 hospitals. Unfortunately, this year, in the midst of the crisis, they cut, and listen to this, my district gave the highest number of votes to the United Party in the second round of election. And yet, because of this conflict, they cut the budget of my 2 hospitals by 40% each. To replace that, I've taken 100% of my salary and equally distributed it among the 2 hospitals. Tomorrow or in a couple of days, we will deliver a brand new pickup that has been procured, and we want to appreciate the Ministry of Health. The minister was very helpful in trying to get us the duty-free for the pickup. And that pickup is going to be delivered to the Secretary Health Center this week. The second thing that I've done on the other 50% of my salary is that I've gone to the Bank Health Center, which has now been upgraded, but it doesn't have a theater. They cannot operate. So I met them yesterday, and they gave me the cost of the theater. And so we're going to use the second portion of my salary to make that place functional so that it can carry on operation and save the life of pregnant women and children that have been dying. And then we'll also be able to, from that same money, buy them a different kind of, another pickup for them to use. So everything, 100% of everything I've gotten, I've given back to my people. You may want to go on my page and read my annual report.
I read it already.
Okay,
So
thank you.
my last question.
No, I'm coming. And then when we entered the building, each lawmaker was entitled to $45,000 to buy a vehicle. I took that money, I added $15,000 on it, and I ordered an ambulance, which is going to come for my district. So I'm personally, everything that I've gotten, that I believe that is for the people, and that's the promise I made to them, that I'm not going to the house to look for money. I'm going to the house to reform the country, and any money that I make in the house, I'll bring it back to them. And that's what I've continued to do. That's what I will continue to do, as long as I'm representing the people.
Thank you. Ms. Honorability, let me just let me turn my attention to the other politics too. Okay. Yesterday we had an opportunity to interview the vice president, and I asked him a question. I said the Supreme Court will be responding to the bit of information filed by the minority group. And I asked him, I said, if the Supreme Court says that, because I pressed him on an issue about the Supreme Court opinion that said that whatever the majority black was doing was ultra virus, it was illegal, and then he pushed back. But I went for it. I even asked, I said, but if the Supreme Court on March 14 says that they recognize the minority black and Speaker Kofa as speaker, what would the executive branch? He said that they will have no choice but accept it. Now, with that being said, so if that happens, if that scenario should happen, I mean, I'm not prejudging, but if that should happen, what's in the plan? Will you guys have a new election, or will you guys go by the status quo?
First of all, the executive is not going to do anything to help this situation. I mean, at least to help Volunteer Kofa. We know that, we've established that. And we've offered a peace plan, which we hope will resolve the issue. That peace plan ensure that there is rule of law and that the processes are adhered to, and we look forward to their response. And the Supreme Court ruling, I think, is inevitable. It's going to come. It's not in our control. They've already cited the parties to submit their returns, and we'll just have to wait for that. I think they say by Friday, everybody returns. I think Friday is the day that you must return. They're not going to make judgment that day, but they will probably hear the case, and then they will render judgment. So there we are.
Okay, okay. Let me come there. One of the good things about being in the media, even though we're not journalists, but when you're in the media, in this space, you get a lot of information. And what I've gathered over the weekend from a reliable source, the former president visited the present president at his farm, and after meeting for about 2 hours, she was clear that that the government is not proceeding the right way, and they must bring this thing to an end. It was based on that the president he met with the majority and the minority separately, and my understanding is that the government, whatever the Supreme Court says, come what may, the executive branch will be abiding with it. So that's why I asked that question, and it was good that when I pushed back on it, the vice president has said that the Supreme Court is the highest body, and whatever it says, they will have the ear to it. So,
Dr. Mani, I don't believe that. I mean, the Supreme Court has ruled.
Yeah, but
the
Supreme Court now.
They're aware. The executive is aware that the Supreme Court ruled against the man.
Yeah, but so my question is, but right now, because he stressed on the dean of the Supreme Court body, Justice Minister. He said he interpreted the Supreme Court opinion to the executive branch based on that they want to recognize. But then,
what law do you use? There's no one interprets the ruling of the Supreme Court. No one. There's no one, no law. The Constitution is very clear. The Supreme Court is the final arbiter of our judicial system.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And therefore, when they make a decision and say any action and any setting, when you use the word any setting or any action, it means setting outside of the normal setting or action outside of the normal action. It's ultra viral. They are aware.
Yeah,
I can't buy that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but honorability now. Let me come to the point, because I believe the executives, the backs are on the wall, because first of all, you saw what ECOWAS did. I mean, ECOWAS rejected the representative to the ECOWAS parliament, and I think today we'll see a letter from ECOWAS trending what they wrote to the majority black, making it clear that those who were sent there by the speaker, the leadership of the legislature, are still there for the remainder of the term. But the question everybody want to ask and keep on pondering is that for the fact that the president, I know even though he's not going to publicly to say it, but that's what we know from our sources, that he's already saying that, look, if you don't settle your problem, they think it cannot be resolved. Whatever the Supreme Court will abide by it, will go by it straight. That means if the Supreme Court, will you guys, my question is, when it comes to that point, they assume that it comes to that point, will you guys just go back to status quo, or we guys have to go back, have re-election, or where your position?
Ask them what they will do. Don't ask me. They're the one that been flouting the law. Tony, the Supreme Court ruled that the executive took away the speaker's security.
Yeah.
Right.
They took his lesson play.
Yeah.
They withdrew everything from him. Somebody went and bust the door, committing a crime on live television.
Yeah.
And up to today, the police have done nothing about it.
Yep.
But the police came running on the premises of the legislature that there were violence there and they were trying to prevent violence. And yet somebody took a live camera and bust the house of the third most powerful person in the government, bust the office door and open it, and nothing happened. So you think that the executive going to say something that I will believe it? You know, eventually, everybody will come to face their own action in time.
It's my time to ask my question now.
Chris, then Jerome.
Right. So again, I would like to say thank you to Representative Musa Ability and the political leader of the CMC Citizen Movement for Change for being here, and the immense work that you have embarked on and continue to do for the district. That is a ripple effect to the Liberian community as a whole in Liberia and also within the Americas, because then we don't have to have too much money transmitted to Liberia, especially when our people are in good conditions and in good locations and and benefiting from what is supposed to benefit as citizens of Liberia. I will also say that I referenced earlier on that the CMC party, we want to include the diaspora Liberians within the party to not feel used, because most time in political parties, the people will have convention in America. They will ask the diaspora Liberians to donate money, but then when it comes to the real nitty-gritty of the government, when they create the government in the country after they have won, then they don't include diaspora Liberian anymore. Although sometimes when they are higher, but then they don't care about the rest of the people, the floor members. They just leave us like that, not to have any decision making within the country. So I was saying that CMC will not be asking diaspora Liberians that will be part of CMC to donate anytime soon, not up to 3 years of our establishment within this party. Will just bring the people on to be able to help us to make sure that the diaspora Liberians are heard within the diaspora and also in Liberia. But coming from an advocacy standpoint, so I would already ask you, Lofa has said it here before he left, Representative Samuel Koga, in this International Women's Month, which the International Women's Day were on Saturday. Koga, who is the same person that the court told him to give his wife $1,000 for spousal support, his ex-wife, and he opted up that he could not pay that money. He was only going to give $200, which is showing that he's not a person that will even take on responsibility, because $200 to your wife, for many years for spousal support is not enough for a man for his status. That was disrespect to women in the first place. Then the same Koga, who Prince Johnson's wife thought it wise to endorse him to run for a senator for Nima County, stood in a platform yesterday or the other day on a touched hut, telling people that women are not supposed to have leadership when it comes to the senatorial position of Nima County, because when the men getting ready to count outside, the women can't count outside. So he denied women automatic position in this 2025 today's world that we live in, that no woman have the right to be in that position, which I'm sure he was referring to our sister Kehleboe Gongloe. Then the same Koga came on this very platform, and I asked him a question concerning the same case of his wife. He disrespected me and started telling me about boyfriend and everything just because he wanted to avoid the question. Then he went to say that CMC is a political party the youth recognize, which is a happy thing, because the youth too that are people and their lives supposed to be changing Liberia, and those are the people for the reason why we fight, and we want their lives to change, because at this point in time, Liberia was not a better place for us because of the war. We don't want our children to live in that same aspect of what we went through, to suffer through. So we are happy that even the youth are embracing CMC more. But he indicted CMC to say that CMC is a party that would divide Nima because it was created, and Nima is just supposed to have one political party. And I feel that CMC has brought Nima County, to development through you, because since you are the political leader right now from the work that you have been doing. So just I want you to speak on what he said about women, and also speak on what he said about the divide of Nima County, because at this point in time, I don't think Nima County should even hold on to a godfather thing. Nima is for everybody. So a woman can be a senator, she don't have to be a godfather. And a man can also be a senator, you don't have to be a godfather. Prince Johnson sat in that position. That's the position he sat in. Can anybody fill that seat? I don't think so. So I just wanted you to speak on that.
But I mean, I thought the CMC already condemned Koga. They issue a statement.
Yeah, we issue a statement, but I still want a political leader to say
okay.
Okay. So just before I answer that, Madam Chair, let me also say that on the issue of the diaspora and fundraising in the CMC, we will leave the diaspora to manage itself. Diaspora will be directly involved in Liberia. if they see something that they want to do in Liberia, in their name, in the CMC diaspora name, they will do that. Whatever they need to raise to manage themselves, they will do that. But that diaspora will not be used to fund the party and so fundraising, which has been the norm of political party as far as diaspora is concerned, will not be a priority, but rather organization, institution building, and vision making will take priority over fundraising. You have your membership due. As long as you are paying your membership due, that should be enough to run the organization within the U.S. and to participate in major projects, outside of the U.S. in Liberia, in the name of the chapter or the region, or for instance, the United States. So that's how we intend to do it. On the issue of Senator Koga, I think Senator Koga is having a meltdown, and because he's having a meltdown, he's getting paranoid. I want to piggyback on what Jerome said. I look forward to the Nima County Association UNICO and want to know what they say. It would be interesting to know, what their position is on this matter. For Koga, who seem now to have a pattern of abusing women, to, clearly the fact that his wife would take him all the way to the Supreme Court. And now he is, trying to throw jab at Madam Kehleboe Gongloe, an astute Myean, someone of the public repute, and yet he wants to denigrate her and along that process denigrate women. It's just wrong. It's not acceptable. We have condemned it. Koga does not have answer for the questions that he needs to answer. He's been a lawmaker for 13 years. Where we are now, he needs to make account of himself and show to Nigerians as to why they should vote for him. He spent 1.5 hours talking. He made no mention of what he plans to do, or he pointed to nothing as to what he has done for the 13 years. His people were suffering for over 40 years, not having access to their farms and things, but yet he's in Ghana. He has a compound with almost 4 or 5 buildings there, where you can take one of those things and build a small hospital or clinic in his district. So I think what is happening to him, he has this sense of, he clearly is a narcissist, and so he's, he just put himself in a situation where he just keeps saying one wrong thing after the other, one wrong thing after the other. I think it's naive to go on the radio to say, if you come after me, I will come after you 2029. Okay, I mean, that's what politics is about. Koga, you should have told Liberian people that you have your party, PUP, are candidate against me. Go look at the number. Okay, your party have candidate against me. The United Party have 4 candidates against me. So you are asking them to say somebody is a failure. You don't deserve to be the senator of Nimba County, and we'll make sure of that. There are a lot of Nimbayans. We got to, just as we are asking Liberians to give the options, we cannot have options. People who have lorded over that country, that county, done nothing with it. Here is a man, 13 years, he sat on this network and said the only thing he has done is to build a radio station, which is a lie, by the way. He's not the one that built that radio station. But that's all he did. And yet, that district is one of the least developed districts in Nimba County. And what reason do we have to give that man the authority to preside over 8 other districts? He has to prove that. He has to make the case to the Nimba people. You want to draw some of us into a shouting match with him because that's all he can do. He has not accounted for himself. But this election will draw the contracts, will bring him to book. He will have to tell Nimba people why he should be elected. It's not going to be on that rotary with Prince Johnson. We know the history with him. In the entire history of Nimba country, nobody has opposed Prince Johnson more than Koga. At my program, a program that I call and invited every Nimbayan, I invited Koga and I invited Senator Johnson and all the lawmakers. I appealed to Koga. I said, Koga, Senator Johnson said he was not coming to this program because he said when he comes, you will insult him, you will disrespect him. Please don't do it. I begged him, and I went back to assure Senator Johnson that Koga will never disrespect you. Let's go. And Senator Johnson followed me. We went to celebrate to the Koga. As soon as Koga took the podium, he started insulting Prince Johnson. I was embarrassed. Okay, he had no respect for the man. He's talking about, you want to form party. This man was in PUP. He formed a party called PUP. The PUP put him out. He was just in the process of forming another one. Apparently, there's some connection with that party and somebody in Russia, and then that party formation got shut down. So Koga has been a renegade throughout against Senator Johnson. He's not the right person to replace Senator Johnson. He's not. Senator Johnson would never have called him heir apparent. He has nothing in him to show. Nimba had better people. Our people will look. We have presented Matt Blue. There is Carrotin Yellow, and there is Madam Edith Gongloe. There is Wanoke. There's Mr. Matanake Timba. These are all good people. They can choose among those people. Choosing Koga is to send the signal to the rest of Liberia that we are not thinking properly. And I know we are thinking properly. I know Nimba Kande is thinking properly. I know we are set out to go. So we will vigorously inform the Nimba, no matter what to do. And I've said in Nimba, and I'll say here again, I'm urging the Vice President of Liberia to stay out of this race. He's the Vice President of Liberia. He is the leader of the country. At this crucial time, I don't think you should take a side. You are not a member of the MDR. You have said that you are part of the Unity Party. The Unity Party is not putting a candidate. That's a reasonable excuse for you. Stay out of this. Stay out of this. You did not come to Nimba to campaign for Nyanwolo. Do the same. Don't come to Nimba to campaign for Koga. It is not okay. If you come to the campaign, then you say something, we have to respond. We don't want our Vice President and ourselves to be in a shouting match, just 1 year, 3 months into his leadership as Vice President of the country. To avoid that, we urge him to stay out. Because if you go to campaign for Koga and he say things that we don't agree with, we will dispute it and will respond appropriately. We don't want to do that, but we will be constrained to do that.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say, with everything you have said, political leader, Mr. Koga cannot be trusted. I hope they are listening. The days of rewarding our people, the days of rewarding these people in power that have done nothing for you, don't have no tangibles to show after they stay in government for so long, those days are gone. Peabody, and open your eyes. Thank you.
Yeah, Honorable Musa Ability, once more again. You were talking about the Vice President, so I'm going to segue into the Vice President and then the pending is a reconciliation between who and the parliamentarian from Severlew and Ghana in Liberia. I don't know whether you're part of that. But let's segue into the Vice President's comment when he agreed that his appalled car, he has been ineffective He has been a failure and a disappointment to the Liberian people. And he said his ineffectiveness. I listened to Honorable Peabody. I listened to that interview.
I was standing right there.
Yeah, I listened to that interview over and over. And it was on the front pages of all the papers. His ineffectiveness, his ineptitude, and everything else is blamed on every president, every vice president being a parked car as inscribed in our Constitution. And then later on, you can address the parliamentarian from the different countries. I don't know how you reconcile with those four without reconciling internally. Discuss those for me, please. Thank you.
Jerome, can you simplify your question for me? I got lost.
The vice president said, as enshrined in the Liberian Constitution, all vice presidents are parked car. That's one. Two, we got parliamentarians from Sierra Leone and Ghana were invited to Liberia at the Farmington to reconcile. My question is, if you have not reconciled internally, who are you reconciling with? That question not for you, but just your take on it.
No, the vice president is not is being economical with the truth. This vice president is actually on record as the most influential vice president in our recent history. He's very, very influential. In fact, some people believe that he's running the government. I mean, I think that statement is not a true statement. I believe that this vice president has massive influence, and he's wielding he has full control in the government. I mean, that could change because when vice presidents become more and more powerful, it sends all kinds of signal. But as it is right now, he has influence. I think that comes from the fact that he has a very nice relationship with the president, and the president leaves him with a lot to do. And again, I have to say, Joseph Numa Bwaga is 80 years old. None of us at 80 years old can function at full capacity. Let's be realistic about that. So he will have to leave a lot of other things with other people. What he would do mostly is the thinking, the direction, and other things. So the vice president, I believe, sees that as an opportunity, and he has effectively utilized that. He's not a park car. Joseph Bwaga was not a park car. Madam Sally used him to have oversight over
Group of 72nd.
agriculture. The law puts him over the group of 72nd and other things. But yes, I must admit that Jeremiah Kuhn has more leverage than Joseph Bwaga had, 10 times more. Because Joseph Bwaga was vice president for a very, very, very active president. And fortunately for Vice President Kuhn, he is a vice president for a president that just by nature cannot function at full capacity at the age of 80. On the issue of Sierra Leone and Ghana, it's just another attempt to eat money. How shameless is it that you can't eat? Again, these other lawmakers, I hope they will hear this. I mean, they should have thought twice. We are in crisis. You are coming to a divided house. You are in town, and there is a reconciliation. If you were coming, I would have thought that the Parliament of Ghana, the Parliament of Sierra Leone will come and call the two parties together and say, gentlemen, what can we do to help? Why can you turn that into a retreat? And with one side, I'm trying to make sense of it, honestly, and it doesn't make sense to me.
Ability, leaderability, it's disgraceful
why would even a parliament from Nigeria and Sierra Leone, Sierra Leone and Ghana want to come here and mediating other people extend their domestic issue here, stuff like that. It didn't make sense, especially with the issue being with the Supreme Court trying to come up with that bill of information. I mean, why would they even come, to say they're making reconciliation? Who invited them to come here for reconciliation? But let me ask you this question, Chimability. Are you supporting a side in the senatorial race in Lima?
My party has a Kennedy.
Or your party has a Kennedy? Okay.
Really?
Mark Blinio.
Okay, your party has a
Yes,
Kennedy.
Peabody. My party has a Kennedy. It's called Mark Blinio.
Okay, Mark Blinio. So then why you say the vice president should not take a side?
All right. The reason why I'm saying that he should not take a side is that his party does not have a Kennedy. And when he says that I'm no longer part of MDRO, then let MDRO and the other parties sort things out. It should not be a part. It should not be. If he becomes a part, then he joined the land too early. Today, all of us cooperate with the vice president in Makande. When you call us, we go there, whatever support that we can give, or we meet, But if you begin to draw the line, we are not forced to support you. You didn't make us who we are. I particularly, you didn't make me who I am. So if you're going to be, picking and choosing between who to support, then, and the last time, he stayed out. At that time, he was a MDR, he was not a United Party or whatever the case was, but he didn't call on the radio and say, I'm supporting, yeah, but that was it. He did not come to NIBA. Why is he choosing to come now? My advice to him is stay out of the war. Sometimes when you become leader, you stay above the fray. It will help. It's in his favor. Because if he wants to run for president, he would need all of NIBA. But the reason why I'm not supporting Koga today is because when Vice President Kun was elected, all of us said our country had too many tensions, the two big tribes, the senators were from one, it was causing a lot of tension, and therefore let's balance it. Let's get Nyenwolo to come so that the situation can be eased out. Everybody in the caucus was in that same position, including the vice president. Koga refused. He refused and he ran. Okay, now he wants us to do exactly what he refused to do. I think that is disrespectful of him to ask people to do what he blatantly refused to do. So the vice president can come, but it's a theater, and I've said that. At the end of the day, don't come in the mud with us. It's too soon. That's my advice to him. But he can choose to come. He's the vice president of the Republic of Liberia. We'll respect him. But I don't see how he will come to campaign for Koga without throwing jab at us. And I don't see how he will throw jab at us and will not respond. It is not necessary. Whether you are young as he is, or you are old as the vice president is, when you are a leader, you are a leader. You have to act like the leader. Sometimes, for a male Koga, it's not worth for you to create, tension between you and your citizen or your stakeholders. It's not worth it because of this Koga guy has done nothing for Nimakande. He cannot boast of anything. I can let him to show what he has championed for Nimakande. Nothing whatsoever. And yet you expect us to say we should close up. Why should we offer him to the country? Why should we offer him to the Senate? I have received at least 5 calls from 5 senators. He said, Musa, I beg that you do it. You please don't send that guy to us here. It's a confusionist. Every removal of speaker in our house, Koga has been a part of it. Everything, every disruption, he has been a part of it. Then he wants to come and threaten me and tell me that I will bring my money. There is the money you can land on your belly in my house to go and build bridge in your district. The bridge that your people been praying for over 40 years.
I have a follow-up question in that same Nima County. Let's go local. I was born in Yekepa, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So let's piggyback on the local politics. You always spoken about competence, good leadership, administrative leadership, and what kind of leadership. But you always speak about a person with competence, a person who is qualified, a person who has what it takes to move a county. There is a former superintendent in this race, having to be a female. In the history of Nima County, there has never ever been a female representative or senator. There are 11 elected positions in the county, 9 representatives and 2 senators. Why this young man you pick over a competent, battle-tested political person who served as a superintendent, also in her last electoral cycle, got 38,000 votes county-wide?
Nice.
Why are you? I don't know who had that noise because nobody here with me. Why are you supporting this young man over Madam Kehleboe Gongloe?
No, first of all, I'm not supporting him over her.
All right, your party put him forward.
Yes, she's an independent candidate, and that's what she chose to be, and I respect that. And then our party definitely has no plan to invest in independent candidate. We are an institution. We think that we espouse to ideologies. We believe in that institution. She is definitely one of the finest in Nimba. There will be no regret if she wins this election. The goal is very clear. The person for all of us to make sure that does not win the election is Samuel Koga. All of those who are running to be represented in Nimba County are qualified to be, and when they be, I'll be fine with that. What I would now want to see is Samuel Koga being elected as senator. That would be bad news for Nimba County, and we should not do it. They represent the candidate that CMC is producing. We believe is a candidate of the young people, is a candidate of the future, is a candidate that cut across all of the divides in the county, and therefore we believe he would unite the county more. He will bring humility to the job, and we are proud of him, But this is not a choice over Madam Ware. Madam Ware is, you already know, I agree with every description you gave her. Unfortunately, we have a candidate. Our party, as a matter of policy, does not invest in independent candidate. That is the only reason.
But let me come in. One of the questions I asked yesterday, the vice president, was the same question that somebody you just raised. But that right now the superintendent is not taking her side. I mean, she's probably said that she will stay above the election and work with anybody that wins, because, which I believe, like I told the vice president, and said, don't you think by taking a side you it's a risk? He said, well, he has not endorsed any candidate, but he will endorse a candidate in his race. I asked him who your candidate. He said, I cannot tell you now. But he said he will endorse a candidate and he will campaign for the candidate. So like I said, I mean, if you take a side, your candidate don't win, it will have a scar. He said it won't have a scar. So again, I think the election is tricky. And if I were advising the vice president or any leader of the NEMA right now, I would tell them not to take a side, because end of the day, like you said, Chairman Ability, somebody, if he decides to run, you will need the people. But if you run take a side, then you almost like this, there's a division there. They're taking one
Exactly.
side. But my question to you now is: yesterday, Representative Coker came strong at your party. I mean, I know he was very direct. That was a strong attack. I mean, because your party is a new party that was just formed, and we know politics have not started yet. But I thought it was very strong, and it was like putting all the arsenal against you so early. And so, from what people are saying, it shows that maybe your CMC in Nima is causing some nervousness. Yeah, but so how will you respond? Because he have already said it hard, and now every action deserves an equal and opposite reaction. So how will you guys respond to the words, the statement he said yesterday on his campaign trail?
Let him go fight. Let him go face Kehleboe Gongloe, where let him go face Mark Bluon, let him go face Garrison Yellow, let him go face One OK, let him go face Timba. These are put him on face. Not me. I'm not running. You should not try to defray it. I am happy that I'm helping my people. I'm just a 1-year senator. My 1 year being a representative salary is better than his 13 years. This man had not made one report since he became representative. Nothing. He feels entitled to the position. He says nothing to the people. He does nothing for them. I'm not him. I don't want to be him. He cannot be me. He has nothing in him to be me. I think that he's a narcissist. He's gonna go guata. He's gonna go tribalistic. He's gonna hit at my tribe. You didn't listen to him properly, but he was basically trying to tell me that I'm from a minority group. I'm very proud of my tribe. I'm a Mandingo man. I'm a Muslim man. But I'm more proud of my people who took the race. 95%, Manuel and Gio, they voted for me. But look at the result of their race. Today, my district, there's no town in my district that is dark in the night. There's no town in my district that does not have access as far as road connectivity is concerned. I'm happy. The race they took, they pay for, and that's what we're going to take to the people of Nimba. Don't be afraid. Come with CMC. We are the party of the future. We will do for you now so that we'll ask you to do for us tomorrow. We'll not keep telling you to do for us and tomorrow come we'll do nothing for you. So Koga is a failure, and he's looking for ways in which he and I will be, in competition. I cannot compete with him. We're not in the same league. He has passed his end. He knows that one of the reasons why he's rushing to be representative, because he knows that he cannot be represented in that district anymore. The people just want to just get rid of him. That's what I'm sure he will get majority of his vote for that area, because they really don't want to see him facing him, because he's let them down.
Okay, come on, it's my time to come here. I wanted to change course a little bit because
But let me ask one more question, Grace. Then you can.
No, it's just a quick, because what he said just now it correlates with my question. So I just wanted to ask him about, especially comes where he is a Muslim man. It's one of the things that when I was engaged to join his party, I thought about with the Muslim and Christian diversity in our country. I felt that in my mind that political leader or representative Musa Belete will be the bridge that will be able to bridge the gap when it comes to that. But I want to know, how do you plan to balance the stability between Christian and Muslim in our country? Being that people always look at each side differently. And my thing is that we're supposed to love one another. As a Christian myself, in the Bible, it states that we should embrace everybody, because that's the reason why Jesus Christ gave us the right to choose in our own lives So I don't think that should be a problem with our country. But I wanted you to just come in and speak on how you plan to bridge that gap between the Christian and Muslim, because Koga has already started that campaign against you.
Unlike Koga, who cannot manage his home, I've kept my home for 27 years, and my wife is a devoted Christian. I got married in the church.
Yeah.
I went to Christian school. I got Christian education. I've lived with my wife for 27 unbroken years. We're happy. Our children have the freedom of religion. And unlike him, who cannot keep a family. And if you owe enough to have studied civic says the family is the nucleus of society. So I can take the example that I have in my family and assure my people that I will be a better leader as I've done in my county. In Nimba County, I have been an example. I go to churches where I need to go. When I won the election, when I carried my certificate, the first place I stopped for the people to pray for me was in the church. It was not in the mosque. It was not no disrespect to my religion. It was a reality check that the majority of the people who voted for me are Christian and I must honor them. And so I'll continue to do that. He and I are not in the same league. He has no capacity to even take care of himself. So I don't think that he's going to go. He's having a meltdown. So he's going to go. He think, Prince Johnson is the only one that could have made Koga a senator. And and he has no one to back him up. The vice president is not in a position to back him up strongly. The vice president is not going to go quarter for Koga. I don't think he will. And so no one is going to go quarter for Koga. Watch it. Watch the leaders of Nimba. None of them going to put because he's a terrible example. He doesn't do anything. He just a vile human being that goes around disparaging women, saying negative thing about women, and it's just wrong. So, hey, Grace, I know how to do it. I've done it for 27 years in my house. So carrying it out there shouldn't be a difficult thing for me. I'm ready for it.
Thank you.
Ability, let me ask you this question. This is the first time your parties knew you guys. Let me throw the same question that Tomalin asked Vice President Cohn yesterday. Don't you think you'll be throwing yourself out there and people will see early if you don't win the election, and now you got a candidate that you're featuring, and if it doesn't go your way, don't you think people start to see your party is really not as people don't know you, or you're not you stand up for the there's like, man, this guy probably just knew, nobody really know them like that. So anything that'll be a risk that you're taking or so early?
Yes, I recognize the risk. I also recognize the benefit. Um, it's about time that I test what I mean to Nimba. It's about time that I test it. I think I've done, a lot for my people. And if I ask them to vote for Mac, I want to see. If I ask them to vote against Koga, I want to see. Um, hey, Peabody, that's what life is about. I want to test. You can't go on boasting, I got influence in Nimba. It's good to test it. It's good to test. I want to test. I want to see my influence beyond my district. You know what I mean? I want to see that. I really want to see that. So let's go for it. Let's see what we can do to achieve it.
All right. Grace, you wanted to change the quotes. Mr. Gamer, you coming on? Grace, you wanted to change.
Just Mr. Gamer, go ahead, and then Anthony can go ahead because.
Okay. getting late. We'll soon let the chairman leave. It's getting late. I mean,
Yeah, I know it's getting late. It's getting late. Oh, it's late in Liberia.
It is very late there.
Yeah, honorability. It's an honor actually to when Wede Power kept getting to me about meeting with you and all of these things. There were a few things that I wanted. She addressed. She said you have addressed it, and I know they will be coming after you with this. I want you to address this in a public manner. We're talking about how did you deal with a roll fund thing that was all over the place. I'm saying it because we in the CDC we use that also. Where they told me you have addressed it, but can you address this in the public so those who want to come over but are not clear because of the propaganda that we all ran, and I have to admit we all did this, so they can be clear as to how you have handled that.
So again, Jerome, I don't owe roll fund. My company is one of 9 companies that were listed by the government of oil roll fund. At the time, according to them, 3 million or whatsoever. I disputed it, and I pay, I think, around 2.6 million or something, and I presented to the government the LRA evidence, in her evidence, as to the records. The LRA did very well. They got back to me, review all my payment, counter check the receipt, went to central bank, did all of their work, and confirmed the payments that we made to them. And then the second phase of the audit is what we are on now. Hopefully that will be concluded maybe this week, next week. I've been very reluctant to bring that process into the public domain, but I assure you that as soon as that is over, it will show to the world that my company does not owe roll fund. And to make a point, the fact that there are 9 companies, some of them listed far more than us, and yet they're picking my company up. That's one. Second, it means that we're doing business. The owing tax is not a crime. It's not a fraudulent act. It's a tax that companies owe. I'm just happy to have paid off whatever I was owing. And so, hopefully, Jerome, that process will be closed much sooner than later. These guys, the United Party folks that are making this noise about me, they own the government. Do you really think that with all the noise I'm making behind them, do you really think that if I were owing tax, they will not shut my company down by now? They know I don't owe them. They're aware. It just, the party never learned to govern. They will not learn perfectly propaganda. That's what they're specialized in. So they can tarnish your reputation, destroy it. But, we are made of steel. And we right here, we stand our ground. And I assure our partisan that Mozambique does not owe tax to the government in the tune of millions of dollars. My company does business, and my company pay anywhere between $300,000 to $400,000 US every month or every 2 months to the government cover in taxes. So we are a running business. We pay taxes and we pay taxes every week. We pay. Last week I think we pay almost 77,000. This week we're gonna pay much more. So we're paying tax every week. But I don't owe roll fund to the government of Liberia. The sad part of it is that they know. But that most ability, so it's good to spoil his name. But I'm happy because all of these things come to work for you. Because if you call this one person all kinds of names, And over a period of 3, 4, 5, 6 years, you cannot bring one charge against you, and you are in government, and you cannot bring one charge against them. Something must be wrong with what you are saying.
Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put up or shut up. You are in government.
Yes.
If you have the record, take the man to court. For the past 6 years now, 2 years on a boycott, nobody can bring charges against me. As far as I'm concerned, it's over with. You will never hear me say that because when they told me about this, but I wanted you to address the public. Thank you very much.
I like to push back again. You have a woman who is an executive of your company doing excellent job. Another woman want to come out in my country, you're going to begin. Anyway, I guess a side stuff. But
that's sad. No, that's sad. I will answer it.
You're a very fortunate man to have Madam Winnie Power.
Political
executive.
But politics don't go that way. My party currently,
but here's my question.
We have more women in our party leadership today than men right now. This party, as it stands, is the only party in the Republic of Liberia that has law in its constitution that the leadership must, as a matter of law, be balanced 50-50 between men and women. That's our party. At the same time, if you are not a member of my party, I cannot put you on my ticket. And I must tell you, I did offer Madam Ware an opportunity to join the CMC. At that time, I don't think she believed that the CMC would have, made it through the registration. I don't think she wanted to take that race. I believe so. As somebody told me that, but I did. And my question was, all of the other candidates were already members. They had, Mark had made it clear that he would join our party. And with the two of them as a candidate, we would have prevailed on one person to run. So that opportunity would have been there. But whereas she's not a member of my party, Anthony, you cannot make me to violate the right of my party just because I must choose a female. That would not be proper.
He never held any a leadership role in government nor a big corporation. This lady has served as the county executive. Superintendent is like you're the president of the county, right? Except for the senator. Even her position is greater than a senator. Once the senator comes back home, because she's the superintendent of the county, in her position at that place, in the gallery, she's the chief executive of that county. Now, you have made your choice. I can tell you to, change your choice.
You cannot.
So, with this road fund thing, you did your job on that. Now, what is stopping a representative of Liberia? Because you are a Liberian representative. Apart from your district, you represent district number 7 in Nima County. You're still a representative of the Republic of Liberia. What is stopping you to introduce a 2% sales tax on every alcoholic beverage in the country and tobacco product that would generate a revenue to sponsor healthcare and also sponsor education in Liberia?
Okay, so I like to, I'm being trained these days. Another possibility, something. So as I come here, I'm being teleguided because I have to be methodical. Your first point about Ide with experience, true. But let me tell you what you don't know. Mike Blingon was the county inspector for Nimba County for 6 consecutive years.
Yep.
That position is the most exhaustive, outreaching position than any other position in the country. You control all of the mayor. They work directly with you, all of the town chief, all of the zone chief, every leader in the county outside of Tapita, Sanicole, is directly under you. This man knows Nimba County. This man is not Samuel Koga, who is voted in District 5 but lives in District 2, who has his people don't have road, they don't have hospital, but he got a compound of almost 5 houses in it in Kanta, in District 2. It's not that. Mark is cool, calm, and collected.
Yep.
Mark is the guy that does not insult you simply because you and he are from the opposite side of things. Mark is very respectful, a nice fellow, and there is no town or village. I'm telling you, this election that is coming, before you see me here shouting, we'll win. We'll do that. I'm not going to do that.
You're not doing it today, Bobby.
No, I'm telling you, we are the dark horse of this. Let Koga go on saying that he has already won the election. Let Koga go on saying he had breakfast with God, he had dinner with God, and a business. All we know, the candidate we told is the representation. And I want you to do your research. The day CMC introduced Mark, everything on the ground right now has changed. I guarantee you. Did you see Mark yesterday? Right now, I never even get on the trail yet because I'm stuck with my exam studying for the law school. But next week when I get on that trail, we're gonna move mountain. Chief, I go to Nibayans with promises fulfilled. I go to Nibayans with commitment and credibility. When I tell the people vote for Mark, I will do this, I will do this. My record is there. Koga has no such record. Who else have that kind of record right now to go in Nimba, to go tell the people, you vote for them, I will do this? Who? Musa Ability has. I have told certain people, you vote for me, but I'm not able to fix your role. Before I got inaugurated, their role was finished. I've told certain people, you vote for me. The people say they may will not fix our bill. They never voted for me. But because I promised that I'll build a bridge, when I won the election, I want to build that bridge. You understand? So my word will speak for me in this election. It's a risk, but it's good to challenge yourself. It's good to challenge yourself. We cannot leave a bigot and a narcissist and misogynistic man like Koga to take over our country, and then we sit down as though there's nobody in our country. And that's why I will call on UNICO to address this issue. There are women of valor, of courage in that UNICO. This man reference to women that when you say Kayo. By the way, for those who don't know what Kayo means, it means you go inside. You go inside. Go in the house. Go in the house. The devil is coming. Go in the house.
When the
Koga
devil
is saying
coming
to
out,
people,
woman can see it. Yep.
yeah. Koga is saying to the people that when we say Kayo, no woman can be Osa. But you forget to know also, a part of our society, when the women are Osa, men can be Osa too. You didn't mention. So, we want to draw the dichotomy between Koga and Mike. We want to do so without using one negative word on Edith, without using one negative word on Garrison or any other. In fact, we go to places, we say, look, we want you to vote for Mike. But if for some reason you can't vote for Mike, please don't vote for Koga. Vote for any of the other candidates. Nimba cannot send this man as an ambassador. We cannot reward him. The new Nimba we seek cannot afford to reward Samuel Koga. If we intend to have a brand new country moving forward under the leadership of a young, man who is less than 50 years old, we cannot afford to take our country to the point where we vote for a man who has stayed in office for 30 years and done nothing. That would be a scowl. That means we bury our heads in the sand. That's some bad news for our country. We need to remove that clock on our head, not to reward this man. We must stop him. And we must do everything we can collectively, jointly. There will be times where I have said this, I had a conversation with Idila. We they depending on cheating, we're not allowed to cheat. We will collaborate, Garrison, the Edith, and ourselves. We'll train our pool watchers together. We will collaborate on the plan to protect our votes. We will do everything to make sure that they don't cheat us this time. This election will be fair. Come hell or high water, this election will be fair.
All right, Chairmanability, I think it's very late for you there.
Yeah, it is.
We want you to just do your closing, and then we'll call it a day on leader ability. I gotta get used to the new name.
You got too many names.
I gotta get used
Title
to
of me, not names.
The name I want now going forward is political leader.
Political leader.
You still our representative.
Political leader ability. That's a big thing.
But if you choose to call me any name, I have no offense. You can call me
Political leader.
Musa.
I just gotta get used to it.
Yeah, you can call me Musa, you can call me Chairman, anything that you're comfortable with. I'm okay. There's nothing in name. There's nothing, absolutely nothing in name. We intend to deliver change to our people, and that's what matters to us. And those who don't believe us, I'm begging everybody, do not put us against other opposition party. Please, we don't intend to fight the ANC. The ANC is now our rival. I think that both us and the ANC, we have the same goal, we have the same objective, that is to remove this government. And we'll work together collaboratively to achieve that. When we go to election, we'll respect the fact that there are 1, 2, 3 opposition parties in this election. We will do that. And we should work together, by the way, to check the data. 2, 3 years from now, we should check and share the data, what the Liberian people are thinking about each opposition party. At the end of the day, my quest is this idea of switching between CDC and Unity Party must stop.
All right, political leader ability. Lastly, and then you can do your closing. What do you expect from the Supreme Court on that bill interpretation?
I think that the Supreme Court has spoken. Even today they spoke. The fact they did not invite the majority of black today, they are speaking every day. They spoke through the associate judge when he spoke in Niba. They spoke at the SONA. They spoke on the day they issued a statement, my people. And I believe if they hear this case, they will say the same thing. But does that solve our problem? No. And like I told you, we have presented a solution. If the executive is looking for a solution, they have it as we speak. And that should resolve the issue.
Great. All right, capability. Anything to say before you?
Yes, I want to speak today to members of the diaspora. Your team is building up. We are making up your team to the USA. Your president is right on stage. She's forthcoming. She's going to be there with you. She's a good, excellent leader. She will represent the party. And by the same time, she will listen. She will listen to you. She will hear your view. We will organize the diaspora in a different way. And your voice will be heard. You will disagree with her. That's fine. But at the same time, we'll build a party that is based on principle and the rule of law. So I want you to give us some time. We're putting the platform together so your membership will become seamless. But right now, all we're going to be involved in is information dissemination so that people know more about the party, know about our vision and mission. And then once we do that, we'll do that for another 2 or 3 months. In June, we're going to launch the party. The party will be launched with the website, with the apps, with everything. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new dispensation in Liberian politics. Welcome to the CMC. Thank you and have a pleasant night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Honorable Benedict, just before you leave, you were talking about Demarco, and someone from there just called. They want to ask 1 minute if you have the time.
Oh my God.
Yes, please.
Yeah, 1 minute, please. Well, the person they go to voicemail. I will definitely have them call you privately. Thank you very much, Madam Grace. I mean, you are so graceful, so the name matches your personality. Honorable Chairman, great job today. Thank you for inviting me on your platform. I look forward to working with everybody. Mr. Gay, thank you very much. Doc, you all right? Let me, the name I feel calling again. Hold on 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh man, I couldn't be on the platform yesterday.
Yeah. Hold on 1 minute, sir. Your name and where you calling from?
This is Ben Sanvee from New Jersey, and I say it's your name candidate district number 8.
Go ahead.
First of all, honorability, I want to tell you thank you. Thank you very much for the level of work you are doing in the country. My only disappointment is that you didn't run for the senatorial seat. You were to run for the senatorial seat and you were to win. When you declare your intention to run in the 27, I call you from the United States and endorse you. I call on the radio in 7 and talk to people about you. When you won, I call you and congratulate you. I was the 2-time we have talked. The bridge you built over Yah River that cost over $1 million $1,000. No Liberian government has ever done it for Nima County in that region. The Samuel government that is now making crazy statements all around. He begged you, he carried you to a district. I watched the whole program when they work on you there, and you promised to build them bridge, and the bridge is under construction. I went to your Facebook page, I saw the bridge picture, I posted it on Facebook. But the problem I get here is they might bring on you indoors.
Hey man, we're not hearing it.
Oh man, we didn't get out of the part. Oh, you say that.
Compared to Garrison Yellow. But it's a good idea. It's a good opportunity idea. They will take away the Guar vote because the Guar vote is the majority vote in Nima County. They will share away in and they will make it to win the election. But I want to congratulate you for everything you do in Nima County. Everything you said tonight, the member day. Thank you so much, honorability.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, that's a good call.
Yes, please. We need our number, please.
Yeah, I gotta pay for
I think I have the number.
Madam Grace, check your inbox.
Okay.
Gabriel will give you that number. Mr. Gabriel will give you that number.
Yeah, that was a gracious call.
But yeah, very gracious. Well, but guys, good show tonight.
Yeah.
And
but let the political leader leave now.
Yeah, once the leader leaves. Chris, congratulations, and wish you all the best.
Yeah, congratulations. I ain't even tell you congratulations, you know. The first time, you know, you was like, I was being on political platform. The first time, Betty, you were behind money now.
I think the chairman, honorability. There you go. You have to leave before we close.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying my folks for Nimba.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Philip.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Grace.
Yeah, I mean,
people will criticize you. People will get to you.
I know.
Be the one that listening, and be the one that take control, not taking side. And if you do that, you'll make you a good leader. All right.
Thank you so much, Peabody. But you know, when you get to know me personally, it's a whole different ballgame. You know that, right? Firsthand, because we're friends. So, but you know, and I try to listen with everybody in the first place. It's just that sometimes it's hard when you say the truth, it hurts. So I understand. But as my political leader said, that we as opposition, we're supposed to work together. That our focus is to get the ruling party out of power because they're not doing what it's supposed to do at this point in time, come 2029. So we're going to work together and we're going to show love to one another. As when we reach to the end of it, one person will still have to win the election. So I embrace everybody. If you're on here and you're watching me, I'm a person full of love, except you get to know me, you will not know who I am. Even sometimes if you don't know me, you will still feel the love in my presence or you're around me. So I know Anthony. I'm hoping that he will come on board.
Me?
I'm sensing gay man will also.
I'm a very loyal person. I don't just change like that. It's very hard.
I understand when you talk about your loyalty, but my loyalty is to Liberia. So if my loyalty is not to an individual, that's the part. That's the difference to me and you. So I'm very loyal, but when it comes to Liberia, my change for Liberia is so desperate that I will make sure that I follow a vision that will bring the change to the country. So my loyalty is not about human beings, it's about country. My loyalty is to God. And God wants for Liberia to be a better place. Just the other day, yesterday, 6 people died in a car. Where are the rules and regulations for only 5 persons or to be in a taxi? That because of more than 5 persons were in a taxi, the driver was driving, and there are no signs on the road, and there no vehicle rules cost people their lives. One of my very close friends lost her uncle and her nephew at the same time. So my love for my loyalty to Liberia is deeper than any individual. So when I follow vision and I follow plans for the country, I follow agenda, and I want transformation to that country. So I know that maybe I support one group of people in another time, and this time I will support somebody else because I look at vision and I look at love for country more than an individual. So I want you to see it that way because at the end of the day, we love Liberia, other us. We want that change to come. You don't want to stay here and retire in this country at the age of or God gave you a study score and 10 wishes, study score and 10 wishes 70 plus gifted years. You want to spend that time like relax. I just buried my godfather, my husband, myself, godfather. He was 95 years old. He was put in the nursing home and they
The same age of my dad.
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Oh. Tell me, Better, you need to cut it
Oh, you're muting his side. You're muting his side.
2018.
You're muting.
I'm muted.
Okay, thank you. So, and he was put in a nursing home, and he and his wife been married for 66 years. So the separation was too much for him, and his wife was in another nursing home. So although he lived 95 years, so he had 25 gifted years after his 70, but because he missed his wife, he died. You see, so and you don't want to end up in that situation, especially in America, because that would be the case. So we all just fighting for Liberia to be a better place for our future generation of children, ourselves, and also our parents that never had the opportunity to go back home and relax. They are still here, want to go, but the environment is not good enough for them. And that's my closing. I want to thank you guys. I encourage everybody out there. I'm the USA chair for Citizen Movement for Change, and this is a whole new dynamic. We're going to bring change to Liberia. Join us.
Oh, wow. You the chair. Wow. That's a big position. Jesus. Congratulations. But Mr. Gabriel Nico, before you
yes,
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, but congratulations, on Grace, on your position, your new role. Wish you all the best. Like I said, I'm a very loyal person, and everywhere I go, when I even enter the church the other day, where Vice President Kung were having a town hall, everybody recognized me. All the ANC guys, I said, no, my name is Anthony Manina, ANC. But I'm proud to be a member of ANC, and it's been 7 unbroken yet, going to 8 now. I have never changed a political party. I only affiliated with one political party in Liberia called the ANC, and I've since been with the ANC. I have no plans of changing my political party unless they dissolve ANC. Even if Mr. Cummings decides today to leave the ANC, I'll still be a member of the ANC. That's how I am. Whatever thing I put my hand to, I want to see the end of it. Bible says, he that put the hands to the plow and look back is now worthy of the kingdom. I believe in that scripture. It's in Luke chapter 9. So I believe in that scripture. I don't put my hand to something and look back.
How does that apply to the political party?
Hey man, let the man close, man.
Whenever I start, I don't.
The text is being taken out of context here.
Honorable Peabody, he forgot
Whenever
that
I
you are
put my
a preacher.
hands up, I don't look back. I do
Like a Peabody, he forgot you are a preacher.
I know the man's a preacher, and I quote St. Luke chapter 9. He knows that scripture. But here's the thing. Yes, but here's the thing, right? I love my party. I believe in the institution, and I believe in the work we do. Yes, we have hiccup here and there, but we are working. They talk about launching a website in July or June. Our website will be launched before the month ends. I'm breaking news here today. So,
but that's why I tell you,
what website?
The ANC website.
You've been powerful
I'm
for 5
talking
years.
about the diaspora.
You've been 5 years. You just launched your website.
No. The one ANC diaspora group will have a website launch. The website is established. It will be hosted. Everything is set up. We're all set to go. So it is not something new. We already work on it. I'm talking to you. I'm telling you right now, this is something that has already been done. We are not launching to the public. It's in operation already has not been launched to the public. So
congratulations to you guys. We wish you the best. Though.
Yeah, but hold on, let me finish now. So listen, I love this dynamic of having a political party, being launched from the Nima County side, because MDI has only been the only political party from that side. So the competition for Liberian people to have options here and there. But I don't see, that's one of the reasons why I was asking the political leader of CMC. It's good to have a political party, but we still have 5 years to election. You are an elected representative, and the Liberian people need to benefit from your position as elected official, right? Yes, you're doing your thing for the people in the